Alright, let's get to doing Fragments of Truth. Finally. Let's start with the prelude. Eat the shot, what you got? Yggdrasil headquarters, Tao's office. Caroline handed me an envelope. What's this? An appointment letter from the Academia Acropolis. The petite girl was seated in the chair that normally belonged to Tao. Her elbows rested on the desk, fingers interlocked beneath her chin as her sharp, intelligent eyes studied me. I had too many questions rattling around in my head to tease her about the imposing act that she was trying so hard to put on. An appointment letter? I muttered those unfamiliar words, ones I hadn't heard in a long time, letting their meaning sink in. Clicking my tongue, I tried to piece together Tao's intentions. She wants me to struggle someone into the Acropolis. Acropolis? An undercover informant, maybe. We all know who that is. The Sharon Sea Base incident had wrapped up some time ago. Edda, the singular AI entity, had finally completed her long-orchestrated evolution. Since then, we'd returned to Yggdrasil to recuperate, waiting for things at the Acropolis to settle. During that time, Tao had briefly regained consciousness during her treatment, and passed some information to Caroline. That's why I was here. I needed to know what Tao had told her. Edda was Tao's creation. That made her the closest thing to an expert on dealing with Edda. But was Tao really planning to send in a spy? Just as I frowned at the thought, the petite intelligence officer lifted her chin and threw out an answer I never saw coming. Not someone. You. Me? I blinked, taking a second to process before pointing a finger at myself. The company is embedding you and your operatives as security specialists. Makes it easier for you to dig around inside the Acropolis. Security specialists? Brief silence fell as I hesitated. I could see what they were aiming for. Saving face, huh? As sharp as ever, adjutant. You gonna get a frame, damn it. The Acropolis's top brass know exactly who you are and why you're going there. Slapping a security specialist label on you is just their way of saving face. If Yggdrasil came barging in with an official investigation, the Acropolis's credibility would take a nosedive. For them to fold this quickly. Great, now you're using modern terms. Whatever happened at the Sharon Sea Base must have really rattled them. Oh, they're rattled, no doubt about it. But it's not just the Titan descent. Edda's got her eyes on them now. And that's not a mess just anyone can clean up. Right now, the Acropolis needs us. We would have twisted their arm harder, but honestly, letting them keep a shred of dignity means a bigger payout in the long run. Anyway, just because you shut down Edda's plans back at the base, don't go thinking this investigation is going to be a walk in the park. I know what kind of appointment I'm dealing with. I know better than to underestimate her. And Director Tao also said this. Caroline trailed off, leaning back in her chair. When she spoke again, her voice had slowed, deliberate, measured. The sea base was just a stepping stone for her. Right, Tao? She's a greedy little girl. It's pretty clear she wants more. But greedy kids always bite off more than they can chew. All you have to do is wait for her to choke, then step in and teach her a lesson. She said it so casually, like a parent predicting their unruly child's inevitable stumble, just waiting for the perfect moment to swoop in with some discipline. Something felt off. It gave Caroline a skeptical look. That poised confidence, that knowing glint in her eye, like she already had the entire board mapped out. Then it hit me. Caroline? What? You've got questions? No, it's just that I just realized you've been talking like Tao this whole time. That's just so I could explain everything to you more clearly. Director Tao put me in charge of delivering this message, and I take accuracy very seriously. This is the best way to avoid any miscommunication. I shrugged, watching Caroline, legs crossed, the tip of her small foot swinging slightly, settle comfortably into the boss's chair. She was obviously enjoying herself, playing the role of Tao. I decided to let her have her fun. She was my adorable Miss Intelligence Officer after all. Oh, and here's the official list of personnel joining you on this mission. Take a look. Trying to brush past the awkward moment, Caroline quickly stuffed a document into my hands. I took it and glanced at the names, did a double take, rubbing my eyes. This is definitely not a lineup I've ever worked with before. Oh, get used to it. At this rate, you'll have an entire army of girls following you around. She trailed off, rolling her eyes adorably. I let out a slightly awkward chuckle, then noticed a small note on the back of the sheet. This is... 2 additional operatives will be stationed nearby, monitoring the Acropolis from close range. Think of them as your safety net. Got it. Just as seeing those 2 names was reassuring. I don't even have her yet. One of the most versatile card in my private deck. And the other, dangerous and mesmerizing, of course. But those sharp edges are for our enemies alone. Oh. Goody goody. They looked into Philosia a month ago. If you're looking for sharp allies, these experts are your best bet. Half an hour later, I was seated inside the aircraft. The 3 operatives accompanying me had finished gearing up, and after an intense game of rock, paper, scissors, they took their places around me. Of course. Frisha, having lost, ended up 2 seats away from me. She craned her neck over Vidya, pouting as she glared at Yachel, who was gleefully swinging her legs in the seat beside me. Yachel, how did your fist beat my paper? Because my fist is super strong. Aw. Oh, she's so cute. Huh? But that's not the rules of rock, paper, scissors. Rules? Bleh, I hate rules. Surprise face. Adjutant, you be the judge here. Yachel instantly tensed up while Frisha gave me a pleading look, her eyes sparkling with expectation. Thinking for a moment, I came up with a compromise. I patted my thigh, offering her the exclusive seat. It's the best seat in the house, second best seat. Only real ones get that reference. Huh? You mean I can sit on your lap? Well, I guess I'm fine with this arrangement. Frisha's eyes lit up, but before she could move, Yachel abruptly hopped down from her precious spot. Huh? What are you doing, Yachel? I lost at rock, paper, scissors. Huh? I'm being a gravyish loser. The seat is yours. Before the words had even fully left her mouth, she launched herself into my lap, securing her new spot like she belonged there. It's gracious, loser. I corrected her phrasing. That's what I meant. You're so warm and cozy, Adjutant. It wasn't until that moment that Frisha fully processed what had just happened. Then, in a flurry of movement, she fumbled with her seatbelt before jumping to her feet. That's not fair! Actually, you sneaky little... Oh, wait a second. According to Flight Safety Regulations number 32, only 1 person is allowed per seat. This is not safe! Actually, so... I don't know what you're talking about. You sound way too confident for that line. Anyway, this is dangerous. You need to get down. It's fine. The adjutant will protect me. Oh, I haven't seen that. Right, adjutant? Yeah, I will, yeah. It had been a while since Yacho got to go on a mission with me. I understood why she was acting this clingy. Right. It's been a while. Honestly, I can't remember the last time she went on a mission. I held Yacho close while also trying to calm Frisha, who had latched onto my arm in protest. Then, out of concern, my eyes drifted to Vidya. What have you been doing? What? While the other two were locked in the heated battle over seating arrangements, Vidya had remained unusually quiet beside me the entire time. She was just sitting there, smiling. Deviously, though. Though curiously, her cheeks had taken on a slight, suspicious flush. Vidya, you okay? Yes, I'm totally fine. Why do you ask, Adjutant? Because you've been spacing out this whole time. Spacing out? Well, that's... I definitely wasn't picturing us on a peaceful honeymoon getaway. Vidya clutched her face with a coy smile, the blush on her cheeks deepening. So that's what was going on. So that's what was going on. What the? Vidya's reaction was practically a confession. Both Frisha and Yacho immediately turned to stare at her. Ahem. I said I wasn't thinking about that. Vidya awkwardly ducked her head, lifting the book in her lap as a makeshift shield. I raised an eyebrow when I saw the cover. The Unspoken Truth. A mystery novel? Yes. You're into mystery novels now. Well, what's with that? She adjusted her glasses, a sharp glint flashing across the lenses. It's for my films. I've never worked in this genre before, so I figured I'd step outside my comfort zone for once. I like that. I did the same thing with fantasy and sci-fi. Sci-fi was more fun. I've been researching a ton lately, but of course, you're far more important than any plan I've got in mind. So mystery novels we'll have to do while we're on this mission. Research? I've been poring all over real case files, studying actual investigative procedures. At this point, I think I could solve a pretty complicated case myself. If we do run into a mystery, I just might get the chance to prove it. My chance to prove it. Sorry to burst your bubble, but that's not likely. Huh? Why not? Don't get me wrong, I'm not doubting your skills, but we hardly ever stumble on mysteries as it is. And at the Acropolis, there shouldn't be any unsolved crimes lying around either. What's that? She spoke with pride, even puffing out her chest a little. After all, the Academia Acropolis isn't some lawless wasteland. It's a respected sanctuary of knowledge. True. Unlike in mystery novels, our world doesn't run on deduction as its fundamental logic. Exactly! Our world runs on science! Sure, Frisha. Sure. As the girls chatted, the aircraft's hatch sealed shut. With the pre-flight checks complete, the engines hummed to life, and we began taxiing into takeoff position. I helped Frisha buckle up, then Yacho closed in my arms as I strapped us both in. Just as we were about to set off, stray thoughts flickered through my mind. Oh, I remember that. No, fuck off. Yeah. Sharon Sea Base, Ada, Academia Acropolis, the tree, Nita, Narita. Then a sudden jolt in the crushing force of acceleration snapped me back to reality. With a mechanical whir, the aircraft lifted off, ascending into the sky. Once we reached cruising altitude, I let my eyes drift shut, hoping to use the quiet to catch up on some sleep. But just as I closed my eyes, Yacho stirred in my arms. pressing her full weight against me, then tucked the neck pillow around my neck. Aww. Here, Adjutant, it's really comfy. I've tested it myself. And here, put this on. You'll sleep better that way. Vidya's hands, slightly scented with a faint, soothing fragrance, slipped a sleep mask over my eyes. God, why do you two have all of this ready? What else can I do for the Adjutant? You can give the Adjutant a lecture, Freesia. Whenever I hear one of your lectures, I fall asleep super fast. Just poof, out like a light. Nuh-uh, the Adjutant would just doze off from basic knowledge. Then maybe I should help him relax instead. How about some ASMR, Adjutant? Oh my... What? ASMR, what the... What's that? What's that? I'm not gonna say that. Something like this. Ah! Oh my god. Fucking... As I wore the sleep mask, a sudden warm breath tickled my ear, but before she could go any further, I'm done with you, Vidya. I'm fucking done with you. Hold on, this is what I do best. Nobody's better than me at putting the Adjutant to sleep. And just like that, Professor Frisia's bedtime class began. As expected, it worked like a charm. But just as I was about to drift off, another thought surfaced. Half an hour earlier, right before leaving Tao's office, Caroline had slipped me a small data disk with an air of secrecy. What's this? Eda lost to you once, and knowing her, she's bound to want a rematch. When that time comes, it might be your best shot. That was the last message Director Tao asked me to pass on. As for this, she didn't tell me exactly what it is, just that I should give it to you, that you might find it useful. And if you don't use it, just return it to her when she wakes up. Oh, one more thing. She said that once you're at the Acropolis, you should look for this woman. She might be able to point you in the right direction when it comes to dealing with Ada. Ada, whatever, Ada. Caroline turned the screen toward me, revealing a photo of a woman named Tia, senior researcher at the Academia Acropolis. Tia. I'll remember that name. She might be a new op, maybe. With that image etched into my mind, I tightened my grip around the small data disk in my pocket, and then sleep took hold. Brief, yet heavy. I began to fall. Deeper. Further. Into infinity. My consciousness spiraled into a bottomless pit, or maybe a black hole devouring every last trace of reality. Thoughts blurred, senses twist, unraveling into the void. Until a clear, crystalline voice pulled me back. Wake up. I've held my end of the deal. When the time comes, you will keep your promise, won't you? Fucking bitch ass. Although, you seem rather reluctant. The voice was lilting and impish, curling effortlessly through her thoughts. It stirred her awake and reminded her of where she stood. This was my own choice. Good, you remembered. That's right, it was all your choice all along. From beginning to end, I never forced you. As long as I can make it happen, I'm willing to pay the price. Well then, I'm ready. And so it began the descent, the fall, the only path to salvation still within her reach. Even as she surrendered to the abyss, a faint glimmer of hope remained. The voice waited patiently, then finally let out a soft chuckle, and then guided her way away. Humans, how endlessly fascinating they are. Alone in the vast, infinite void, she stood, reflecting, reveling, wondering, anticipating. A future not far from now, One where she would become human. What? That might be a world of fun. Don't even. Stop. Just stop it. The words slipped from her lips like a whisper. Slowly, she lifted her gaze, skyward. Beyond the abyss, past shifting shadows in the endless weave of signals and currents, her eyes settled on a distant silhouette, encased within a vessel cutting across the heavens. Andrew, in this game I've prepared for you. You will unravel the truth, thread by thread. You will dig deeper and deeper until you reach the very core. And at the end of it all, I wonder what surprises will be waiting for you. My. I can hardly wait. Fucking little shit, bitch. I'm kidding. Her voice drifted down light and cheerful, leaving behind a faint warmth, one that shimmered like an electric current, softly tingling as it pulsed through the heart. She cast one glance into the abyss. Below, the great expanse stretched endlessly, and at its depths, a majestic throne awaited. She turned away, and upon the boundless plain of silence, she walked. Slowly, reverently, she began to sing. Stop with the singing shit. This ain't no fucking musical, bitch ass. A hymn of fate, offered from humanity to the gods. Oh, sacred spirit, you tread beyond the skies. Through realms of light and grace, where blessings rise. A celestial breeze, breath of the divine, folds you in a radiant golden shine. Like a maestro weaving ethereal notes on the hollowed strings of the cosmos. Wish she stayed like that. As she drifted further, her voice rose from the depths, like an endless tide rippling outward across the realm of matter, echoing through the very corner where life stirred and thrived. It unraveled into unseen specters of shifting wavelengths, flowing freely between earth and sky. They danced through the ionosphere, humming with friction and resonance in the void, until, at last, their echoes and reverberations entwined within hidden circuitry, threading through pulsing currents before dissolving into endless streams of digital light. I like that. I like that. I like that. Breaking news! Relief efforts at the Sharon Sea base are now in their final stages. With my sleep mask on and headphones in place, I was enjoying a brief but deep slumber. After Freesia nodded off, the steady drone of the news became my new lullaby. But on the edges of my awareness, I thought I heard a faint whisper. The soft voice of a girl, innocent yet regal, childlike yet commanding. It was as though she were quietly humming into my ear. Oh, suffering humanity. They wither, they rot, they crumble away. From one breath to the next, lost to decay. Like torrents tumbling off mountain crests, they plunge from one doom straight into the next. Year upon year, day by day, they sink deeper into the unfathomable abyss of pain. The comms defense system blared a warning, but before those urgent piercing beeps could drown her out, she whispered one last time. My dear Andrew, I can hardly wait for that moment when we finally meet face to face. Fucking bitch ass motherfucker. June 15th, afternoon. On the same day we departed, we arrived at the Academia Acropolis. There we go. Prelude. Alright. Progress 1. Alright, we're gonna stop at halfway into this. There's 16 nodes. We're gonna stop at the 8th one, which is right over here. So yeah, 15A-3. Reunion. Reunion! Long time no see. Oh, you giraffe girl. From Enya's update.
学员利奇，经调查部公示，你被控告1级谋杀罪、间谍罪、危险武器持有罪、人类背叛罪，总计13项罪行。对上述指控，你有何异议？我。
At the defendant's stand, the girl in the giraffe mask sat utterly still, as if even the air around her had turned to stone. A rush of nausea and vertigo surged through her chest, but what truly seized her voice was a sorrow vast and suffocating, like drowning beneath a silent sea.
如果没人提出异议，那么以真理大厅的名义，你将。
The gavel of judgment was raised, moments from falling, when the door of the hall burst open with a deafening slam. What? What? Are you just gonna barge in? Are you gonna barge in a courtroom? Lizzie's defense team. Oh, okay.
不仅如此，我们还将接手这次事件的调查。
Oh. Perhaps it was our sudden arrival that gave her the strength to hold on. Lizzie seemed to come back to herself. Her hands clutched the rail, her voice trembling with fury and sorrow.
温熙元哥哥，我没有杀人，我更不可能杀害我的导师。
Can you take that thing off? I believe you. Don't worry, I'll prove it. I'll clear your name. Just yesterday afternoon, she seemed perfectly fine. Now here she was, standing trial. As I watched that trembling giraffe head at the defendant's stand, my mind wandered back to the moment we arrived. June 15th, 5:45 p.m. We had entered the airspace above the Academia Acropolis, and the aircraft had begun its descent.
亲爱的分析员，我开始期待了，期待我们在现实的相遇。
That voice crackling through my headset mid-flight. It wasn't just my imagination. Just as Tao had warned, Hedda's operation in Philosia ran deeper than we anticipated. Whatever she was plotting, it was already underway. But no matter what came next, I was ready. I was deep in thought when the aircraft dipped slightly. The shift in gravity was subtle, barely noticeable, but just enough to rouse Yachel, who had been fast asleep in my lap. Her body tensed for a split second, then softened again the moment she realized she was curled up against me. Oh, so adorable. Glancing out the window at the horizon, she quickly unbuckled herself and hopped down from my lap. Oh my god. Just... Oh my god. With a dramatic puff, Frisia unbuckled her harness and hopped down from her seat, lips twisted in a deep pout. Clearly, she was still sulking over her earlier loss. A gentle comfort and some moral support seemed in order, so I gave my chest a little light tap, a clear signal. Come on, Professor Frisia. She caught on immediately, her eyes sparkling. But just as she started moving, Yachel reached out and tapped her on her shoulder, eyes wide with innocent earnestness.
分析员的胸口虽然硬邦邦的，但睡着非常踏实。你看伊切尔这么有活力，就知道睡得多舒服了。就算你这么说，不行，绝对不行！科学的事情怎么可以臆测？要验证科学，必须实践。没错，必须实践。
So adamant. Frisia stomped her little foot, muttering things like scientific rigor, and objective proof over and over, filling the cabin with a cheerful, almost comical energy. Yachel tilted her head, thinking hard.
原来如此。福提亚说的话，伊切尔完全听不懂哎，虽然每个字都知道。
Aw. Then you better study harder. You better study harder, Yachel. Watching her puff up with pride at that, I couldn't help but chuckle. I gave her a light pat on the head, gently teasing. She deflated instantly, her confidence vanishing like a popped balloon. Frisia, meanwhile, straightened up proudly, hands on hips, doing her best to look authoritative despite her petite frame.
分学说的没错，伊切尔得好好学习才行。福提亚老师可以教你。福提亚是坏心眼。
Aw.
哇，伊切尔会好好学习，伊切尔听分析员的话。
It would be chaos if the MC somehow died.
对了对了。
Her tone was all sincerity as she spoke about studying, but those wide, expectant eyes had already moved on to something else entirely.
分析员睡得舒服吗？
Of course. You're pretty soft to hold. Even if I couldn't feel my legs for a while afterward.
分析员，福提亚老师
Oh my
也是很软的。
Is that so? Well, as Professor Frisia always says, science doesn't run on assumptions. It requires hands-on testing. I'll have to conduct a follow-up trial on the flight back.
果然还是分析员有悟性。
那额外的实验，分析员要不要一起考虑一下？
Oh my god.
说到软的话，说不定
Oh my.
我才是最软的那个。
Stop. It's enough out of you. Vidya's voice drifted in, and then she stepped out from the cockpit, head held high. God damn. As we neared the last stretch of the flight, she had ducked into the unmanned cockpit, double-checking landing protocols, and clearly found the time to change. The striking white exosuit she now wore hugged her form with effortless grace, a bold departure from her usual look. Usual look? It was already bold, bruh. She moved with the poise of a swan. Fluid, elegant. It was the new exosuit Professor Frisia had developed, especially for this mission. A perfect blend of high-grade tech and tailored beauty.
这个，那个。
What'd you say? Wait, which?
这个东西的大小会和身体柔软有关系吗？
They do, Frisia. I can attest to that. Vidya's casual banter had clearly stirred self-doubt in Frisia.
我的意思是，我学过柔术，身体非常软，也是理所当然的事情吧。
Why do I keep thinking of The Matrix? Is that a Matrix reference? No, it's not. Jujutsu.
分析员，借你肩膀用下。
Her sprite is so fucking adorable every time. Damn it. As she spoke, she lifted her leg. At first, the motion looked like a sudden downward kick. But no. Her leg arsed gracefully, coming to rest lightly on my shoulder. Yaechel gasped, her eyes sparkling. She bounced on her toes, both hands raised in eager excitement.
我，
Aww.
伊切尔也会。伊切尔找恩雅学过拉伸，恩雅姐教过我，还说这是一字马。
With a tiny huff, she lifted her leg up onto my other shoulder, sliding smoothly into a standing split with ease. Oh, you can do it! Nice. I shifted my weight forward slightly to support them better, my hand steadying them each by the calf. Careful now.
没事哦，伊切尔很厉害的。
She might struggle with books, but when it came to coordination and physical skills, Yaechel was a natural through and through. Of course. Should have known. Fidya, you okay? I suddenly noticed the subtle tremble of her leg, her smooth calf, quivering gently in my hand.
没事，只是这个姿势。
Always use the word strange, huh? She let out a strange little giggle, but the moment our eyes met, her hands flew up to cover her flushed cheeks.
还真是让人有点害羞呢。
Is it now? Embarrassing, huh? And yet her leg had made its way on up until my shoulder without hesitation. Seeing how flustered she was, I figured I should offer her an easy out. If it's too much, you can.
不，我还能坚持，或者说，我必须得坚持。只有这样，以后和分析员实践的时候，才不会丢脸。
My God, the voice actor who did this is so immersed into it. Goodness. At this rate, the word experiment is going to be completely corrupted. I thought dryly, half amused, half resigned. Just then, Yaechel wiggled her foot playfully on my shoulder as she glanced over at Frisia, who was now looking increasingly left out, and called out with cheerful sincerity,
福提亚也来吧，
"Oh, you're a real one, Yaechel."
我给你留了位置。
She even scooted over to make space, a simple, honest gesture of kindness. But somehow that kindness only made Frisia's expression sink even further. Her brows knitted, her rosy lips pressed into a tight line, and after a beat of hesitation, her voice came out softly and barely audible.
我就算了，福提亚老师顶多只能摆出8字马。
Damn. Yaechel gasped, eyes wide with awe.
居然是8这么大的数字，福提亚老师好厉害！
She even switched into full-on reverent mode, her eyes sparkling with childlike admiration.
哎，是吗？
Caught off guard by Yaechel's unexpected praise as the joke went over her head, Frisia let out a laugh, part pride, part self-mockery. And right on cue, just as her giggles faded, the cabin doors slid open with a soft hiss. June 15th, 6 p.m. We had officially arrived in Philosia, the frontline town under the jurisdiction of the Academia Acropolis. A few minutes later, I stood by the shoreline gazing out at the breathtaking view. The sky stretched wide and clear, not a single cloud in sight, a flawless, crystalline blue reflected in the shimmering sea below. White seabirds soared overhead, their flight paths sketching graceful arcs like brushstrokes across an endless canvas. Their sharp chirps echoed through the air, rising and falling until the crashing waves swallowed the sound. Standing there, staring out at the boundless ocean, I felt a quiet awe settle over me. Its sheer scale, so vast, so deep, was almost overwhelming. Because I knew that beneath such beauty and grandeur lurked a force strong enough to devour everything in its path. Just like Philosia, calm on the surface, but far from harmless. Then, an elegant flash of white at the edge of my vision caught my attention.
分析员，我已经检查过了，周围没有可疑的家伙。
Looks like the Academia Acropolis really is serious about needing our help this time. Even though they'd approached us with rare humility, I still couldn't shake the sense that they didn't fully trust us. That's why I'd had Vidya run a sweep the moment we left the airfield, checking for surveillance tech and anyone watching too closely. Sure, with their level of tech, they had 100 ways to keep tabs on us. But Vidya's new exosuit, powered by Yggdrasil's latest tech, wasn't exactly easy to fool.
暂时可以认定学院没有捣鬼的想法。不论是人还是机器，我都搜查过一遍，没有问题。这也多亏了福提亚老师新开发的战术套装，非常好用。
As she spoke, she instinctively pushed her glasses up, the lenses flashing faintly as they caught the light.
有了这件套装，不管是反侦察潜入还是主动侦察，卫城学院的科技在我面前都没有任何优势。任何蛛丝马迹都没法逃过我的眼睛。
Very nice.
啊，这样一想，下部推理电影的女主角，不如就这样设计吧。心爱的男主角，不管躲在哪里，都无法逃脱他敏锐的眼睛。
Are you sure it's a mystery, this story?
在推理悬疑的主线上，增加一些爱情的元素，也很合理吧？虽然现在杂糅这一套的基本都是大烂片，但是能拍好才能证明能力。没错，就是这样。
Good on ya. Well, you're the director. It's your call. Your call.
分析员真是温柔呢，虽然有时候也很狂野。
That smile, God. Just as she looked ready to drift off into another daydream, Vidya caught sight of the other two approaching. In an instant, she adjusted her glasses and snapped back into full professional mode.
分析员，福提亚老师和伊切尔的侦查也结束了。我们发现了很奇怪的东西。
What is it? Oh? I'd originally only sent Vidya to sweep the area after landing, but of course, Professor Frisha and Iachel had wanted to help too. I wasn't about to spoil their enthusiasm, so I gave them a section of nearby streets to cover. And now, it looked like their little side mission had paid off. What did you two find?
很高、很奇怪的长颈鹿，
Alright.
在人堆里。
A giraffe? In a crowd? I blinked, confused, as Iachel pointed off into the distance, practically bouncing with excitement.
分析员，你看，就是那个，
Oh!
过来了，好高！
Oh my god, would you ever take that thing off? I followed her gaze, and sure enough, a giraffe-headed bobbed above the crowd, moving steadily toward us. It stuck out like a sore thumb. That's... A memory of the mission in Zo 16 flashed through my mind. That giraffe head, the first time I saw it, it was furiously kicking a vending machine. Hard to forget someone like that. Lizzie? This is Lizzie? Damn it! I really forgot about that story. The giraffe head in the crowd paused at my voice, swiveling around in search of the source. But even with that towering height, it was obvious she still couldn't see me. After all, those big, round eyes on her mask weren't real. They couldn't actually see a thing.
奇怪，谁叫我呢？
She tilted her head sharply to one side. Just then, I stepped up behind her and tapped her shoulder. It was me. Startled, Lizzie jumped back with a yelp, the giraffe mask wobbling wildly on her shoulders. What's wrong? Don't you remember me?
我怎么会忘？世界树的分析……我的意思是分析员哥哥。啊？可是你为什么会在这儿？啊！还有这3位，都是你的队员吗？分析员，他是。
I was just about to answer, but Lizzie shot her hand up and cut me off.
嗨，自我介绍什么的我自己来就可以了，就不用麻烦分析员哥哥啦。你们好，我叫丽琪，19岁，身高162，体重48，喜欢长颈鹿和胡萝卜，没有挂科记录，也没有烟酒等不良嗜好，目前就读于卫城学院高等部。
You're a good girl. That pays off from wearing a giraffe mask all the time. She rattled it all off in one breath like a machine gun. Vidya blinked, visibly surprised, then adjusted her glasses with a faint nod.
你好，我是薇蒂亚。
Not to be left behind, the Ashel jumped in at once.
我叫伊切尔，伊是伊切尔的伊，切是伊切尔的切，尔是伊切尔的尔。
Echel? Echel. I've been pronouncing your name wrong. Wait, eat as in Echel. Chel as in Echel. Oh. I'm done with you.
自我介绍需要说这么多吗？我叫福提亚，是分析员最喜欢的福提亚老师。福提亚既然这么说，那伊切尔也要。伊切尔是分析员最喜欢的伊切尔。
Oh my god.
等等，福提亚，这个名字，你不会就是那个福提亚学姐吧？在卫城学院超有名的那个。
Wow. At that, Frisha couldn't resist glancing my way, cheeks tinged pink, chin lifting just slightly, her eyes sparkling with pride.
分析员，你看，福提亚老师在学院里很出名吧？
Well, Professor Frisha is a genius after all.
不过，再天才的福提亚老师也是属于分析员的。
Wow. He's adorable.
果然你就是吗？我看过你的一些论文和著作，都是超天才的想法。学院总部那边也有很多高等研究员和教授，非常推崇你留下的研究。
Jeez. Really now?
今天我居然见到真人了吗？那个传说中深居简出，被称为真理恩赐的福提亚学姐，居然长这样。
Reclusive? And what do you mean by you look like this?
是哪样啊？
She'd been glowing under all the praise until Lizzie's wording hit a weird note, leaving her visibly deflated and slightly offended.
没什么。对了，你们都是天启者吧？先前身边是2个，现在又多了3个。总觉得，如 如果我进去之后会遇到很激烈的竞争啊。
Competition. If you take off that mask, maybe... Okay. Exactly goes on in that head of yours all day. Once the introductions had more or less wrapped up, I finally stepped into the conversation.
我想想啊，外星人进攻地球，或者是超能力复苏，啊，这个好像已经不算是幻想了，毕竟现实已经存在。说到这个，我真的很有潜质的。分析员，分析员哥哥，你真不考虑一下吗？把我发展成你们的人。
Would you really be a future op? Let's put a pin on that for now. First, what are you doing here?
我不对不对，这不是应该我先问你们吗？你们为什么会在这儿？啊，等等，你先别说话，让我猜猜。我知道了。
She grabbed both sides of her giraffe mask and stretched her neck, peeking left and right, the whole time completely unaware of how ridiculous she looked.
你是来执行秘密任务的吧？偷偷潜入，来打探卫城学院的秘密。我想想啊，学院有什么样的秘密，居然能把公司的人引来？隐藏在卫城学院中的超级秘密组织，海上大桥底下的巨大海怪，又或者是学院中心部的可怕灵异事件。
I hadn't even opened my mouth yet, and her wild theories had already left me speechless. There's that much weird stuff hiding at the Acropolis?
哎，可是福提亚老师在学院的时候，完全没听过。福提亚学姐没听过正常，毕竟你一直都待在学院本部的研究室搞研究，就算是这座小镇都没怎么来过吧。
What the?
嘿嘿，好像是。哎，等等，不对，如果真有这么夸张的事情，福提亚老师怎么都该知道一些吧？啊，这些都只是我随便听来的一些传说啦，我其实不知道真假。不过，如果是分析员的话，肯定能搞清楚吧。
I couldn't see her eyes behind that giraffe mask, but her voice buzzed with excitement. In that moment, I'd gotten a better sense of just how cookie this girl really was.
我先说好，要我带路的话，
Sneak us in? We were invited here by the Academia Acropolis. I rubbed my forehead. After all her rambling and antics, I'd nearly forgotten what I wanted to ask in the first place.
哎，真相居然这么普通吗？
I shot her an exasperated look. Alright, can you finally answer my question? What exactly are you doing here?
你别瞪我呀！我都叫你哥哥了，你还凶我？我在这里不挺正常的吗？这座前端小镇就是学院的一部分。准确来说，算是学院研究术的前线科研基地吧。
It's a nice place. But compared to the other tree activation catastrophes across the continent, why is this place still so busy?
这个呀，几个月前污染最严重的时候，前端小镇的人都大转移过一次。最近树的情况逐渐稳定，又有不少人搬了回来。不过，由于树活化的影响，大部分研究基本都是终止的状态。大家的工作主要集中在限制和压制活化带来的污染，小镇还有不少的污染区没有清理干净。 靠近树的研究室更是完全被封闭了，只供特殊权限人员通行。真是可惜呀！我本来还想去里面参观下，完善下自己的毕业报告。以后等搬去新校区，再想来这边就麻烦了。
New campus?
是啊，大概是觉得距离树太近，威胁太大，学院在更安全的地方组建了新校区。前段时间，本部的学员就开始往新校区搬迁了。我已经是最后留下的一批，过几天也要离开了。以后新校区会作为未来培养学员的地方，这边的前端小镇和校区可能会进一步向着大型研究机构改造吧。
She chattered away, bright and energetic as ever, but something about it all just felt just a little off. Why didn't you leave with the others? Why are you still here?
这个嘛。
Lizzie suddenly pulled out a potted plant from who knows where.
分析员哥哥，你先看看这个。
It's a baby blue gym sock from Ed and Eddie. I'm kidding. What about it?
这是我导师托我照顾的。他今天刚回来，我就是为了等导师才留下来的。
Oh.
因为一些原因，他还不能回学院，所以我们就只能在这边见面了。嘿嘿。
Come to think of it, when you introduced yourself earlier, you said you were in the advanced department, right? Usually students only get assigned an advisor after they enter research department, the research department or an official institute.
虽然自己说出来有些自吹自擂的嫌疑，但是我也算是天赋异禀啦。
Shit.
在我开始做毕设学习的时候，就被现在的导师看中了我在程序方面的天赋，所以提前签下了我，就等我毕业后加入他的研究室啦。
Good for you.
虽然还没毕业，但我已经有一个和导师一起做的项目啦，叫做菲洛索亚木马。怎么样，这个名字很酷吧？我可从没和其他人说过啊。分析员，你是除了我和导师外第一个知道的。
The Philosian horse. What is this, fucking Trojan War shit? Nah, I'm kidding. I don't think that's what it is. I knew exactly where that name came from. One of Philosia's most infamous historical events. The story went like this. Unable to break through Philosia's defenses, an enemy force left behind a massive wooden horse at the city gates. It is the Trojan horse. Curious and eager to study it, the people of Philosia brought it inside. Only too late did they realize it was packed with armed soldiers. Invaders struck from within, catching the city completely off guard. What a fucking surprise. Come on. Had the story of Troy and that Trojan horse completely eroded from this universe? Philosia eventually repelled the attack, but at a devastating cost. Ever since, the Philosian horse has stood as a grim symbol, a hard-learned lesson carved into the city's memory. Using that name for a project, though, that's unconventional. Just what kind of project is this supposed to be? I was just about to ask when Lizzie glanced at her watch and let out a small gasp.
时间不早了，我和导师约了晚上7点见面，我得准备去找他了。
Just then, Vidya adjusted her glasses. Her eyes narrowed slightly as they drifted into the plant in Lizzie's arms.
等等，丽奇，你的那株草是不是有些不太对劲？
不对劲。
Oh! She looked down and froze. Right before our eyes, the vibrant plant began to shrivel. Its stem sagged, its leaves curled, as if the life had been drained from it all at once. There's no easy way to describe what broke inside Lizzie at the moment. Even though her face was hidden behind the giraffe mask, I could feel it. The despair, the sorrow, the unbearable ache. It came crashing down all at once, sharp and violent, like a wave swallowing everything in its path.
不会的，不会的，不会的，不会的！这种事情，不会的。
She staggered back, like the strength had left her body entirely. The flower pot slipped from her hands and hit the ground with a dull thud. Lizzie! Lizzie! I called out to her, but in the next instant, Lizzie seemed to snap out of her daze. She spun around abruptly, shoved her way into the crowd, and bolted off toward the distance. Lizzie! I shouted again, but she didn't seem to hear me at all. Stumbling unsteady, she vanished into the crowd.
分析员，这株草好像彻底死掉了。
Freesia knelt and picked up the flower pot Lizzie had dropped. I glanced down at the withered remains in her hands. Was that really what triggered Lizzie's sudden change? But there was no time to dwell on it. We need to find her.
分析员，往这边。
Once we pushed past the crowd, Vidya quickly locked onto the direction Lizzie had run. But we hadn't even made it a block before sharp bursts of movement cut across our path. Metal limbs snapping open from nowhere, blocking the way. Ugh, perfect timing.
好多机器人，
Arr!
这些机器人是怎么回事？
小心，他们是冲我们来的。
Bring it on.
让伊切尔来教训他们。
June 15th, 6:15 p.m. The Academia Acropolis welcomed us with a bang. Wow. Well then, let us engage in combat. Yeah, leave this off. You have to spend presents to earn points. The points for this. So you have to spend presents. Perfect. That's right. They always offer trials.
任何蛛丝马迹，都别想逃过我的眼睛。
Also, I can just do this.
对付你们，用
客观来说，
Right.
换我真的合适吗？
I'm not entirely versed in
这些
Vidya's.
机器人居然在这种时候堵路，
看上去像是故意堵住我们，背后有人操控吗？
奇怪，福提亚老师没有捕捉到控制他们的无线信号啊！打漏的坏家伙，伊切尔生气了。
I'm still not versed in Vidya's skills.
相信我，分析员。对付你们，用这个就够了。玻璃冗余信息，现在必会呈现。这门
Why not?
剑曙光，暗夜与此消散。
Nice. Come on.
分析员，我做到了，对吧？
Very nice.
我也不一定能赢啊！
你就是犯人。
现在是火力展示时间。遇到我们了还不快跑？你的失败完全和
Oh, I didn't see that. What the fuck, man?
你的弱点已经被记录备份了。比驰骋
No, I meant to press Z. I meant to press Z.
都是犯人。
他们就不会计算胜率吗？都别跑啊！
Oh. I didn't mean to press that button. Damn, I'm really off today. I think I'm mentally drained for no reason.
遇到我们了还不快跑？你的失败完全合乎逻辑。真相揭晓，现在是火力展示时间。
Ow. You fuckhead. Ow.
破绽太多了。
Nice.
现场勘查完成，谜底马上揭晓。
Oh, so excellent. I love it. Excellent. Objection! Objection! Storm into the Hall of Truth. Beautiful. Excuse me. The crowd shifted and surged around me, but to me it was like they didn't exist. I kept my gaze on her.
不会的，不会的。
Lizzie stood hunched over, trembling as if her body had been drained of all strength. She was wrapped in sorrow, drenched in it, waves crashing in from all sides, thick and suffocating. What on earth has she gone through? Watching her like that, something twisted in my chest, like a weight pressing down, suffocating me. No, wait. It wasn't just a feeling. There really was something pressing on my chest. The moment that thought registered, I jolted awake. Ah. But after seeing the source of the soft pressure on me, my tense body gradually relaxed. I looked down, half amused, half resigned, at the familiar figure sprawled across my chest. Oh.
分析员，我的分析员。
You, oh my god, please. Fidya? At the sound of my voice, Vidya stirred, blinking groggily. She fumbled across the pillow for her glasses, perched them on her face, and looked up dazed.
我在做梦吗？好真实的梦。
Why? Your voice actor with the really breathy. Okay.
不愧是我呢，最近的梦越来越逼真了。
Oh my god. Vidya. Without a hint of hesitation, her delicate hands cupped my face and gave my cheeks a playful little squeeze. Oh.
也只有在梦中，我才敢这样欺负分析员。
Oh, Vidya.
分析员的脸摸起来真舒服。然后是硬邦邦、结实的胸肌。
Hey.
摸到腹肌了，
Hey.
让我仔细数一数。
Hold on.
1、2、
Damn, MC ripped. Her dainty hands grew bolder by the second, wandering freely, lingering where they were pleased. Wary things might get out of hand, I gently caught her wrist. Vidya. Like a cat whose tail had just been stepped on, she froze up instantly, then practically launched herself off me. So, I take it you're fully awake now? I let go of her wrist and folded my hands behind my head, watching with mild amusement as color flooded her face.
我，分析员，我刚才那是。
If you wanted to touch me all over, you could have just said so.
真的？我的意思是，
The words slipped out before she realized, and the moment they did, she clapped her hands over her burning face, utterly mortified. Seeing her adorably rattled, I couldn't help but feel a little smug, so I decided to toss her a lifeline. So, when did you get here?
昨晚就在分析员睡着后，
Damn. She answered without thinking. Then it hit her. Her eyes widened as she scrambled to backpedal.
我不是想要夜袭分析员，我主要是不想打扰分析员休息。
Her face turned crimson as she cupped her cheeks, like someone who had just confessed their own guilt and was now desperately trying to unconfess it. I could tell. She was just trying to convince herself.
毕竟下午才发生了那种事情，警戒很有必要。所以我顺便试了下分析员房间的安保措施，然后。
Under my gaze, her eyes darted away, and whatever confidence she had left began to unravel. She gulped, and then let the rest of her sentence quietly die out, pivoting instead.
总之，可以确定昨晚是风平浪静，没有危机。
Oh my god.
这不代表今天和明天都会平静。 我会继续为分析员警戒，请分析员相信我。
Of course, I trust you, and I appreciate everything you're doing for me. I gave her a gentle smile, letting her keep her cover story, but her words stirred memories of the previous day. Right before we caught up to Lizzie, when that swarm of robots had suddenly appeared and blocked our path. The official report blamed it on a random programming glitch. I wasn't convinced. The dream I'd just woken from resurfaced in my mind. Could those robots, and whatever happened to Lizzie, be connected? I was still lost in thought when a sharp knock at the door snapped me back.
分析员，分析员，福提亚老师。
Under my astonished gaze, Via shot to her feet so fast like she left a blur behind. And just as Freesia burst through the door, dragging Yachel with her, Vidya had already slipped into full demure mode, standing primly by my bedside as if nothing had happened.
哎，你怎么？
What are you doing here?
我是来叫分析员起床的。
Good on you.
哈，这样啊。
Seeing her standing there all calm and proper, Freesia didn't suspect a thing. But wow, when we're alone, she's a completely different person. She's a great actor.
我好困。
Oh, so sleepy. Aw. Dragged her against her will. Yachel shuffled over, half asleep and barely upright. And right on cue, she tripped at the edge of the bed and landed straight into my arms. In my arms. Aww.
飞行员的身上有香香的味道。嗯，
The way it's playing out. As the angel stirred awake, I caught a flicker of tension in Vidya. Her perfectly polished mask beginning to crack. But before things could spiral, Freesia stepped in, her tone flustered.
飞雪，福提亚老师知道了。昨天丽琪小姐留下来的那株植物是什么？我让猫夏去查来学院的资料库，那个东西是福提亚老师毕业后一段时间学院新弄出来的特殊造物，叫做生命草。
Zophoros? Zophoros?
没错，生命草。
Her tone was serious, and in her expression I saw a flicker of sympathy and quiet sorrow.
那株草是可以和人的生命绑定的。
Oh.
在一些特殊情况下，用作生命情况监测的工具。
Oh.
而那株草死亡的话，就代表着
She didn't need to finish the sentence. I had already put the pieces together. Suddenly, Lizzie's reaction the previous day made perfect sense. Just then, my terminal pinged with a new notification. I missed you. Oh, no voice. I just hint this is Mauser, your most reliable helper, yeah. Her message ended with a cutesy cat emoji. I miss you! I was just about to type a reply when my eyes caught the next alert on the screen. 7 a.m. today, a brutal homicide occurred at the High Energy Research Institute in Frontline Town. Victim Tia, head of the Quantum Sciences Lab. Oh, she's dead. Well, prime suspect, Lizzie, probationary researcher at the same lab. Lizzie? Nani? Wait! And what's this photo?
这就是陶董最后告诉我的话。至于这个东西，他没说具体是什么，只让我转交给你，说你可能会用得上。如果用不上，就等他醒来后再还给他。啊，然后他还说了，分学去到学院后，可以先去找找这个人，在对付艾达这件事上。 他或许可以给你提供一些线索或者帮助。
Well, shit. The woman that Tao wants me to find is Tia. It had been about an hour since I received that message. Instead of rushing straight to the crime scene, I used the time to make the necessary preparations, and filed an official request with the Acropolis to allow us to step in. Because the moment I saw that photo, I knew this wasn't just about proving Lizzie's innocence anymore. This was also connected to our mission here. No matter what it took, we had to uncover the truth behind the murder. Oh look, good for you, Vidya. Got a mystery case. Ooh, I like that. Looks like we made it just in time. The charges had been read when we stepped in, our objection throwing the Hall of Truth into sudden disarray. Both sides of the jury gallery erupted in hushed murmurs.
你们到底是干嘛的？
我没兴趣重复第二遍。
Oh? Oh.
可是，你们要参与辩护和调查什么的，这种消息，我可从来没听过。
那现在你该听说了，相关的交接手续很快会由你们高层公示，资料也会送到你们手中。真是太过分了！没有经过调查，就仓促定下丽琪是犯人的结论，我可不知道，崇尚公正、追逐真理的渭城学院，居然会变成这样。
Yeah. Objection! No objection!
等下，这可不是没有调查，这本来是完全可以盖棺定论的案件，我们正是出于公正，才在这里进行公示。案件现场被发现的时候，现场就只有被告和被害人，杀害被害人的凶器上只有嫌疑人的指纹。更重要的是，案件现场完全没有其他人进出的可能。
Ooh. So? So?
什么？所以？
So you've decided Lizzie's guilty, just because it looks like, just because it looks like it a locked room murder? Damn it.
但凡看过几本推理小说，也能知道这件事不会这么简单。
Ah.
可这是现实，怎么可以用推理小说来推断？而且，我们也不是认定他是凶手，只是将他当作最有嫌疑的人看押。
Then let me make this perfectly clear. There's no reason to treat her as a suspect at all.
为什么？
Because we have evidence that proves Lizzie is innocent.
什么？证据？
She's got an alibi. That's right. Decisive evidence from the Academia Acropolis itself. We can prove that Lizzie is not the murderer. I let the words hang for a beat, then turned to the defendant's stand, meeting Lizzie's eyes with a quiet, steady reassurance. Lizzie? I swear it. In the very name of the Academia Acropolis. I will prove your innocence! Why you gotta do it like that? She's got an alibi. For a long moment, a thick silence fell across the stunned hall. Then the Arbiter finally blinked, as if snapping out of a trance.
虽然您的发言很有气势，但为什么是赌上卫城学院的名誉？
让罪人逍遥法外，无辜者蒙冤，这不该是卫城学院的过错吗？纠正你们的错误，难道还需要让我们来赌上名誉？
哼。Vidya stood tall, sharp, commanding, and stunning as she spoke. Her gaze never wavered. Anyone who dared be meet her eyes quickly looked away. Love it. Is everything still working? Okay, excellent. After reviewing our credentials and verifying the documents, the Arbiter wiped a thin sheen of sweat from her brow and motioned for us to take our place at the defense bench.
那个，经过本人的确认。这几位确实是学院特派来负责这起案件审查的专员。由于刚才的审理发生了一些意外，所以现在将重新开始审理流程。几位专员需要了解案件细节，所以本案会从头进行一遍案件陈述。我希望看完案件陈述后，几位专员能够公正地看待本次审理。 现在将由本庭出示现场调查报告。
The on-site investigation report is as follows. June 16th, 7:13 a.m., the body of the victim, Tia, was discovered in the Quantum Sciences lab. Autopsy results show that Tia died of massive internal bleeding caused by multiple stab wounds. The estimated time of death is between 6 and 7 p.m. on June 15th. The victim was found slumped over a workstation approximately 5 meters from the lab's main security door, her finger resting on a concealed emergency button. Activation of the system deployed anesthetic knockout gas and fully sealed the security door. A second individual, Lizzie, was also found unconscious at the scene, having inhaled the knockout gas released by the lab's security system. Note, the murder weapon tested positive for the victim's blood and the defendant's fingerprints. No other prints were detected.
是，我是被人打晕的。被告人请肃静。现在不是你的发言时间。各位专员，看过调查报告，你们还觉得我们的判断有问题吗？
I slowly turned away from Lizzie and raised my first question. Can you confirm if anyone else entered or exited the lab at the estimated time of death?
这件事无法完全确定，由于该时段恰好在监控检修，无法排除其他人进出的可能性。
Why are you doing this trial then? Fuck.
这也太
Fucking
惨
shit.
了吧！刚好在这个时候。
虽然难以启齿，但是事实就是如此。而且这是例行检查，
Oh, come
在
on.
正常的时间段进行，不存在被人控制的可能。但是会存在被人利用的可能。你说的没错，可是现有的证据无法证明其他人一定有问题，只能证明利奇有问题。
We were at a standstill, but I had no intention of letting this bog us down. Second question. Are you certain this was a locked room crime scene? Surely you didn't just assume the emergency button was pressed because the victim's finger happened to be resting on it.
关于这点，我们也做过验证，现场确定是密室无疑。多丽丝小姐，现在请你上来，作为现场的第一发现人，重述一遍你的证词吧。
好的。
Interesting. Under both my and Vidya's watchful gaze, a woman named Doris stepped up to the stand. She gave us a wary glance, then, voice trembling, began to speak.
事情是这样的，今天早上7点，我像往常一样来到研究室，可是我意外发现，用自己的 ID 卡开不了门，大门被安全装置完全锁死了。我一开始还不知道出事了，以为是导师不想被人打扰，锁死了大门，所以我就试着给导师发消息，拨通讯，发现完全没有回复后，我才觉得可能出了问题，所以我紧急叫来了安保，强行破开了大门。可在打开门后，我就看到导师趴在了桌上，丽奇也倒在地上昏迷不醒。后来，就像是调查报告写的那样，导师他。不过我不相信丽奇是凶手。导师的死肯定还有其他的原因。几位专员，你们一定能证明吧？你们肯定能证明吧
Oh. Doris looked at us, eyes full of desperate hope.
分析员，他是真的很伤心。
Oh, come on.
伊切尔看得出来。
Oh? Yes. I gave a small nod. This girl, too, called Tia her advisor. Clearly, she and Lizzie had been students under the same mentor.
好了，证人，你只需要重复证词，后续的事情我们还有专员会进行判断。与案件相关的内容，你还有什么补充的吗？
没有。
那么，几位专员呢？ 现在听完案件的情况，我想你们心里应该有了基本的判断吧。
I have a general grasp of the situation. It's clear someone deliberately created this locked room scenario with the intent of framing Lizzie.
没错，
The orbiter had begun to nod in visible relief, clearly expecting my agreement, only to freeze mid-motion as the actual meaning of my words sank in.
这位专员，你的发言是不是有些……
并非大胆，也不是妄自揣测。
Before I could speak again, Vidya coldly cut her off.
刚才分析员说过的吧？我们会拿出让诸位哑口无言的证据。
我先说好，我是不畏强权的。如果你们打算从物理上让我闭嘴，我绝对不会接受。
If you're not afraid, then maybe stop clutching your own head like that. I sighed inwardly and shook my head. Clearly, our dramatic entrance earlier had left quite the impression. But no matter, we indeed possessed the key evidence that could clear Lizzie's name. To clear her name, the logic is simple. I only need to prove one thing. Son of a... I'm not good at these things. Prove that someone else was present at the scene. Prove that Lizzie couldn't have killed the victim. Oh, what was it again? Okay. Prove that someone else was present at the scene. Or prove that Lizzie couldn't have killed the victim. No. The current evidence isn't strong enough to support that. Of course, I picked wrong. Earlier testimony confirmed a surveillance outage between 6 and 7 p.m., but there's no concrete proof that it was tampered with, nor any sign that anyone else entered or left the lab during that window. Silly me. Prove that Lizzie couldn't have killed the victim. Exactly. There's no need to unravel the locked room setup or chase after a victim. If I can prove that Lizzie physically couldn't have committed the murder, her name will be cleared. That's the heart of it.
分析员，
Shit. Shit.
决定这一切的证据，我们早就掌握了。
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I have no idea what it is. I'm sure you guys do. Yeah. Vidya and I exchanged a glance. The evidence we're presenting is this. Present evidence. Oh my god. Withered Zophoros. Present the evidence. Withered Zophoros.
这是
That I do know. She has an alibi. She was... Wait, yeah, you guys all know. Plant connected to her life. This man died while she was conversing with... Yeah, she has an alibi. You recognize it, don't you?
这是属于卫城学院的造物。没错，卫城学院的。
Yep, your product.
搜集过资料，这是从卫城学院生命科技院创造的造物。研究编号 YXS9543，诞生于1年前。
Very specific.
在发芽的时候，只需要用鲜血喂养，就能与喂养者的生命力进行绑定。如果绑定人死亡，这株草就会立即枯萎。
这株生命草，难道？
没错，它绑定的正是被害人。有你们发明的造物，你们应该有验证的方法。
What the?
而我们的证据，除了这株生命草，还有这份录像。
With that, Vidya clicked open a projection screen. Footage appeared in the air before us, a recording from yesterday afternoon when we ran into Lizzie. This footage was retrieved just before we arrived at the Hall of Truth, pulled from the Acropolis' surveillance network using high-level clearance.
各位应该都能看到这份录像。在和我们相遇的时候，利奇就捧着这株生命草，但在这个时候，
这株生命草还是活着的。
不过，就在几分钟过后，
在监控时间显示的6月15日下午6点12分，这株草枯萎了。也就是说，利奇在与我们相遇的时候，被害人已经死亡。6月15日下午6点12分，这就是被害人真正的，也是确定的死亡时间。
Easy peasy child's play.
而这也代表，利奇绝不可能是杀死被害人的凶手。
So now there's only one verdict left to deliver. Lizzie is not guilty. Come on. What the fucking cry, man. Fuck's sake. Wow. Wow, you ended off like that with the cry. I'm done with you, game. Okay. We progress. Onward! Onward, a proper crime scene sweep is essential. How long have I been going? An hour and 36. And I've only done 2? No. Oh, this was the one I just did. Okay, I've only done 3. Oh my god. I'm gonna be here for another hour. June 16th, 11:12 a.m. We arrived at the High Energy Research Institute. The ruling at the Hall of Truth was behind us. Once we presented the decisive evidence, Lizzie's name was cleared without delay. The Acropolis examined the Zophoros, verifying that it had been bound to Miss Tia, and that its withering was indeed caused by her death. With the prime suspect cleared, the trial came to a grinding halt. To move forward with the case, we'd need new leads and fresh evidence. That was exactly why we were here. Still, I couldn't help but recall something Professor Frisia had said back on the aircraft. Famous last words, huh? I glanced around instinctively, but Frisia was nowhere in sight. After the verdict, she'd exchanged a few words with Lizzie and then left with her for a temporary lab setup. Before she went, she flashed me a confident smile and promised a surprise. Right. So for now, I continued on with only Vidya and Yachel. But just as we stepped into the corridor, a shrill alarm blared on repeat, echoing down the hallway. Yachel scowled, flashing her sharp little fangs as she looked around in annoyance. Just then, Doris, who had been following close behind, rushed forward and quickly disabled the alarm at the corridor entrance. Since Lizzie had left with Frisia, she'd asked Doris to assist with the site investigation. It's you again, Doris. What triggered the alarm?
是这层楼的安全装置，会对出入人员进行扫描。如果探测到威胁性的武器或者一些危险道具，就会发出警报。
Doris wore an uneasy, almost apologetic look. Vidya and I exchanged an awkward glance. I cleared my throat and turned back to Doris. As security specialists, it's reasonable for us to carry a few protective tools, would you say?
是的，非常合理。
She nodded rapidly, clearly flustered.
请三位跟我来，导师的研究室就在这边了。
Oh, her profile pic is so adorable. At the mention of Miss Tia, Doris's mood visibly sank. Yachel had already evaluated Doris's grief, and by all appearances, it was genuine. For someone not great at socializing, Yachel's instincts were razor sharp. She could read people better than most. Still, we couldn't rule Doris out. Real grief or not, she was the one who found the body first.
分析员，如果这个安全装置一直正常运转的话，就代表外面的武器 是无法带进这层楼的吧？
Vidya, who had been deep in thought since the alarm went off, turned to me.
这样说来，凶器应该是本来就存在于这层楼的东西。
Exactly. Because of that same system, the killer couldn't sneak it back out, so they likely left it behind. Back at the Hall of Truth, we'd only been given a preliminary vision of the investigation report. It mentioned the victim had been stabbed with a sharp object, but the exact murder weapon still hadn't been identified. That was likely to be one of the focuses of this investigation. Soon, we reached the lab entrance. On our way down the corridor, I caught a glimpse of the floor's emergency exit map. There were 3 labs on this level: Titan Sciences, Quantum Sciences, and Life Sciences. Tia, Lizzie's advisor, had been head of the Quantum Sciences lab. These are the only 3 labs on this floor?
是的。
She stopped in front of the Quantum Sciences lab and pulled out her ID card.
等等，这个门，我记得在之前的证词中，
我一开始还不知道出事了，以为是导师不想被人打扰，锁死了大门，所以我就试着给导师发消息、拨通讯，发现完全没有回复后，我才觉得可能出了问题，所以我紧急叫来了安保，强行破开了大门。 在早上，安保确实破开了大门，但在那之后，新的大门就被换上去了。
Okay. That's a remarkably fast turnaround.
不仅如此，
With a soft beep, the door slid open as Doris swiped her card. What greeted us inside was unsettlingly pristine.
这不是现场完全被清理干净了吗？
Why would they do that?
哇，比一切的房间都干净。
Man, this facility is in on it. Your room's never really that messy. I tidy it up behind your back all the time. Suppressing the urge to say that out loud, I turned toward Doris, frowning.
那个是这样的，
How? She fought to keep her voice steady, grief flickering behind her eyes.
虽然导师死了，但是研究室的工作还必须继续。
You could have moved the stuff elsewhere. You got an advanced facility. You got another room that's similar like that. It doesn't fucking matter, man.
所以学院在上午就清理了研究室，
Oh,
将一切恢复到可以正常运行的条件。
why would you do that?
不过在清理之前，这层楼所有的环境资料
Okay.
都被扫描储存了下来。
Well then, let's see how. I mean, that's not good enough.
端就能提取，能够直接还原现场，所以不会影响到调查。
Someone could erase that. Her answer eased my concern. Tao's intel had already raised more than a few red flags. Whatever lay behind Miss Tia's death, I couldn't help but suspect it would somehow lead to Edda! Bitch!
啊，然后他还说了，分学员去到学院后，可以先去找找这个人，在对付艾达这件事上，他或许可以给你提供一些线索或者帮助。
The fact that Miss Tia was killed right as I arrived, it felt way too convenient to be a coincidence. And if we'd found the crime scene completely wiped clean before our investigation had even begun, it would have looked a lot like a cover-up, one orchestrated from the very top. Thankfully, that wasn't the case. I took a breath, collected my thoughts, and scanned the room. Before we pull up the case files, let's do a basic sweep of the lab.
分析员，这部分的搜查就交给我吧。
Pushing up her glasses with quiet confidence, Vidya walked straight to the lab bench, all focus. I remembered what she'd said on the aircraft about sharpening her detective skills with mystery novels. Now, she finally had the chance to put them to use. Alright then, I'll let her take this point this time. I'll back her up.
伊切尔也来帮忙，只要能找到可疑的东西就行了，对吧？
Everyone had something to do. Of course, I wasn't just about to stand around. I moved over to Vidya's side, ready to help with the search.
分析员，你来看这个。
She had already found something. Waving a slim booklet in her hand, she passed it over. A day planner?
上面记录了被害人昨天一整天的行程。
She laid it open in front of me. June 15th, meetings, 8 a.m., Doris. 8:30 a.m., Maon. 11 a.m., Neon. 5 p.m., Doris. 7 p.m., Lizzie. Two names stood out, ones we hadn't encountered before. Maon, Neon. Shit. Maon and Neon? Who are they?
声音是泰坦科技研究室的负责人，你是生命科技研究室的负责人，他们都和导师是同级别。
Did Miss Tia ever mention what those meetings were about?
这个我不知道，导师不会跟我们说这种事情。不过，我想可能和导师的失踪有关吧。
Disappearance?
是的，导师失踪过一段时间，他是昨天才返回的学院，在那之前，没人知道他去了哪儿。明明导师好不容易回来，可谁都想不到会发生这种事情。
Come on. No need to be so dramatic. Doris, come on.
分析员，有没有一种可能，他之前失踪，其实是因为知道？
I nodded. Vidya and I were clearly thinking along the same lines. Maybe Miss Tia had sensed danger and went into hiding to protect herself. But then why come back, knowing the risk? Was it to help me?
啊，然后他还说了，分析员去到学院后，可以先去找找这个人。
Yeah.
在对付艾达这件事上，他或许可以给你提供一些线索或者帮助。
Caroline. If that's true, then I owe it to her to uncover the truth, no matter what it takes.
分析员，分析员，
Iacho's lively voice jolted me from my thoughts. Did you find something, Iacho?
伊切尔看完了，觉得这个东西最可疑。
She pointed at a large crate sitting on one of the tables. It gave off a faint glow, with a giant exclamation mark painted across the front, practically shouting danger. Truth be told, I noticed it the moment we entered the lab, but it looked so obviously suspicious. I figured it couldn't possibly be relevant, so I'd left it for later. But now that Iacho had brought it up, I figured I might as well take a closer look. Miss Doris, do you know anything about this crate?
这是异变奇物的保险箱。
Metamorph Curios?
没错，这一层的研究所，除了研究自己相关的学系外，最重要的研究内容就是异变奇物。那是在树出现之后才开始出现的特殊物件。
Objects that began exhibiting abnormal properties after the tree appeared? What is this, SCP? Okay. The tree.
是的，就是给世界带来异变的树。几年前，有人发现菲洛索亚的树会给存续在附近的物品带来一些特殊的变异，让那些物品拥有一些特殊的能力。
That is fucking SCP right there. Jeez. I only know of a few SCPs, like the one where a multiplying cake, infinitely, and a fucking squishy orange plush blob thing that's safe.
而且越是靠近树的中心，这种变异就会越频繁。于是，学院将那些受到树影响、觉醒特殊能力的物品称为异变奇物，并且开始了对这些东西的研究。
I wonder if these items got class item. They got a class item. Euclid.
和量子系相关的异变奇物就会被送来我们研究所。
Are these changes permanent?
不，这种异变非常脆弱。离开树中心一段时间后，异变奇物很快会失去异常性，所以需要用特殊的箱体保存，用于小型的研究。而且，离开树的范围越远，异常消退就会越快。超出某个距离的极限后，不管用怎样的方法保存都没有用。
Maybe that's a blessing in disguise. I can only imagine the chaos of these objects, with powers like that, were to spread unchecked across the world. Still, I couldn't help wondering, was this phenomenon unique to the tree in Philosia? Or did all trees out there carry the same hidden potential, just waiting to awaken?
居然在案件现场出现了这种奇怪的动静，总感觉案件一下子从本格推理跳到变革推理。
Honestly.
啊，不过从生命草的出现开始，这次的案件早就脱离本格的范畴了吧。
Vidya adjusted her glasses with a hint of wonder. But the next moment, her sharp gaze suddenly snapped toward Doris.
那么，新的问题，多丽丝小姐，这个箱子里装的异变奇物是什么？既然可以用于研究，那么就代表，从箱体取出的一小段时间内，这些异变奇物还都是拥有异常性，或者说，
这
Oh shit.
今天箱子里存放的异变奇物是一个电饭煲。
A rice cooker. Sorry, Vidya.
电饭煲。
Vidya's freshly adjusted glasses nearly slipped down her nose.
是的，在变异之后，编号 YX332的电饭煲会表现出对周围物品的强烈吸力，启动后会自动吸收1立方米内的物品，将其存储在煲体。
This is definitely SCP.
这种吸收针对无生命的物品，而且无视物品的大小。不过，在异常消耗完后，会将物体重新吐出。
If something like that were ever developed, if something like that were ever deployed on the battlefield, I shook the thought from my mind and refocused. Vidya pressed on.
编号 YX332。我没记错的话，那株生命草的编号是 YXS9543。这些编号有什么意义吗？难道那株生命草也是异变奇物？卫城学院在使用生命体进行
Oh boy.
不是的，你误会了。YX 代表原型，是专属异变奇物的编号 ；YXS 代表衍生，生命草是通过对异变奇物研究后创造的衍生物。学院不会用生命体去做那种可怕实验的。
Why not? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's ethics. Come on. Come on, man. Ethics.
我了解了。
These curios couldn't be used on a large scale, but the Acropolis had still managed to extract valuable technologies through studying them. Still, something Doris had said earlier stuck in my mind. Miss Doris, you mentioned that the rice cooker was today's item. Does that mean the contents of this case are swapped out daily?
是啊，因为研究后会失去异常性，所有的异变奇物在当天研究结束后都会被重新运回污染区的研究基地。它们要在接受一定时间的污染后，才能重新拥有异常。
So they're deliberately sending objects into the contaminated section to let them absorb titigen contamination, and then retrieving them for study. It's hard to know what to make of that. Ever since the trees first appeared, a race in tree-focused research has been ongoing all over the world. And Yggdrasil had certainly been part of that race as well. At least the Acropolis has limited itself to working with non-living matter. That much stayed within ethical bounds. So what's the transport procedure for these curios? When do they usually arrive and depart?
大概每天早上9点是固定的转运时间，进行保险箱内异变奇物的更换。所有的转运工作都是泰坦科技研究室负责。毕竟这些异变奇物能够出现，都是依靠他们。
I see. The Life Sciences Lab, the Titan Sciences Lab, both are now key targets in our investigation. Suddenly, the corridor alarm blared to life again.
这是什么？是这层楼的安全警报。福提亚学姐，在你的身上有什么危险的东西吗？啊，原来是这样啊。不过这种小细节不用在意了。所以，
Oh, come on.
有的。虽然我过去和你一样只会钻研学术，但加入世界树公司以后，福提亚老师已经身经百战了。
Indeed.
带点危险的武器在身上也很合理吧？
Their voices were getting closer, and before long, they reached the lab entrance.
分析员，分析员，我们来啦！嘿嘿，福提亚老师没有错过吧？最重要的搜证环节。
You're just in time. Did you run all the way here? You holding up okay?
分析员放心吧，我现在可是驰骋形态的福提亚老师，只是小跑了一会儿，完全没问题。分析员哥哥，我也来了。
God. Lizzie? Hearing the energy back in her voice, I let out a quiet sigh of relief. But then a completely unexpected voice chimed in.
分析员哥哥，还有我。
What? What is that thing? I rubbed my eyes, vaguely natural clutching my arms on either side, and there following behind Freesia and Lizzie was a... Okay, I had no idea what that thing was. Freesia, what are you doing? What are you doing? Freesia stood tall with her hands on her hips, just puffed out, and let out a smug little hum through her nose.
都发现了呀，果然被震惊到了吧？这是福提亚老师和丽奇一起开发的。我是自动贩卖机。
What? You need to pay stuff?
哎，不对，你已经不是
哦
这种东西了。几位想喝点什么？我先说好，狗都不喝。
Amazing.
你先停一下。奇怪，自动贩卖机的程序，福提亚老师应该删掉了才对啊。分析员，你不要听他瞎说。他原本是自动贩卖机没错，因为时间有限，所以福提亚老师只能用现成的素体进行改造。但是现在他已经不一样了，福提亚老师给他投喂了足足1000万份的案件卷宗，更换了他的 AI 系统，让他获得了彻底的新生。
10 million case files?
提亚学姐还给他取了个超级天才的名字，叫做宇宙无敌超级强大，什么案件都能攻破，真相只有一个，我一定能找出来之自动破案机。
Lizzie rushed through the absurd name in one breath and then gasped for air, as her bright, excited voice suddenly caught with a waver of sorrow and determination.
我们可以使用它来找到真相，找到杀死导师的凶手。
Don't worry, we're already on that path. I offered her a steady reassurance. She clenched her fists and nodded with quiet resolve.
那么，现在就由福提亚老师来讲述宇宙无敌超级破案机的功能。
The detective bot. Good. Despite being the one who named it, Frasier clearly hadn't committed the whole mouthful to memory. She stumbled halfway through.
除了用大量案件卷宗投喂了 AI， 福提亚老师还和丽奇从学院那里下载了案件现场的所有环境资料。
It's always so happy.
分析
Like a lovebird.
机器人给出的投影，就能轻松调查案件现场啦。另外，在还原案件现场的时候，福提亚老师设计的程序会帮助辅助分析，圈定重点需要调查的区域。AI 分析出和案件有关系的部分，还会特别用红色的字标明哦。光是说的话，可能理解起来有些复杂。接下来，分析员试试就好了，很简单的。
As she spoke, Frasier gave the detective bot a few encouraging pats. Wow.
自动破案机，调查模式启动。D， 程序启动中。要来罐机制糖浆吗？猎豹最喜欢的饮料。
Amazing.
不对，你可不是广告机器人啦！快点启动调查模式。运行程序前播放广告。
哦。
的底层逻辑。
Oh, hell no. Bro.
充值会员。
Fuck that, man.
看来刚才重置程序的时候，我们好像没能触及系统的核心区。
因为时间来不及，只能将就下了。待会儿有空，福提亚老师再迭代一遍程序好了。
分析员，这东西真的能行吗？
While Frasier busied herself fiddling with the bot's interface, Vidya leaned in and tugged gently at my sleeve.
分析员，一点儿可以机制糖浆吗？
Peak Dew? You like Mountain Dew? Chill. I'd rather you drink Coke. No, that's actually the worst one. I love Coke. At the same time, Iachel tugged on my jacket from the other side. I'll get you some later, Iachel. I gave her a gentle pat on the head, then turned back to Vidya. Let's put our faith in Frasier and Lizzie. Yeah, it looks a bit sketchy, but something tells me it's going to help us more than we expect. After about 15 seconds, just long enough for the ad to finish, the robot finally booted up properly.
调查模式在入中，正在加载环境数据。量子科技研究室，记录时间：6月16日上午7点32分。
Oh, okay. Okay.
出现了，
Love it.
这个头影看上去和现在的环境好像没什么两样。
这是福提亚特别设置的对比调查模式。分析员只需要直接点击可疑的地方，就可以调出案发时的资料进行分析啦。
All right, let's give it a try. This guy. All right, let's start on the right.
这里也能调查
Oh.
吗？戳！
A photo projection popped up as he actually eagerly poked the screen with her finger.
这些搏斗痕迹，
Struggle.
被害人不是毫无反抗就被杀害的吗？不过有些奇怪，地面上好像没有太多鲜血留下的痕迹，而且从死者身上的伤口来看，现场怎么看也太干净了。是用什么特殊的东西清理过了吗？
这个应该是没有的，现场也没有找到有用生物溶剂清理过的痕迹。
What? Slight scuff marks indicating struggle in unusually clean floor have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. How is that possible? Here? Okay. To stabilize the volatile properties of quantum-type Curios, the storage unit is reinforced with advanced isolation technology. Items stored within retain their anomalous properties with minimal decay. Note: stored item on June 14th, ID YX332, rice cooker. Stored item on June 15th, ID YX111, observer's blade. Removed and transferred on June 16th at 9 AM. For detailed anomaly data on ID YX111, Observer's Blade and ID YX332, Rice Cooker, please consult the respective lab's lead researcher or an authorized staff member. If unavailable, contact the Titan Sciences Lab supervisor.
编号 YX111的观测之刃，这件异变奇物有什么异常特性？
这个我不是很清楚。
不是很清楚。
维迪亚小姐，请不要突然变成这种语气。我没有撒谎，我只是一名普通的研究员，不是所有异变奇物都会分配给我研究。大部分研究还是导师亲自进行，导师才是对这些奇物特性最清楚的那个。不过，泰坦科技研究室那边或许会储存相关的研究报告。所有奇物的研究报告最终都会提交给他们。
Miss Doris, mind if I ask something as well?
请说。
How exactly is this case opened?
要开启保险箱的话，可以通过密码，或者等待保险箱自动解锁。
Automatically?
是的，保险箱每天都会在固定的研究时段和转运时段自动解锁。每天上午的10点到12点，以及下午的2点到4点，研究人员可以自由开启保险箱。转运时间则被设置在每天早上的9点到9点10分。如果不在相应时段需要取出保险箱内的东西，就需要使用密码。
And who knows the password?
保险箱的密码只有保险箱的负责人掌握。
Great.
想要更改密码权限的话，就必须通过学院，经过很复杂的程序。
So aside from those brief windows, only the supervisor can open it?
对了，我记得这个保险箱好 好像还能记录物件照片来着。
So high tech and advanced.
昨天放置在里面的观测之刃，说不定能先看到照片。
没错，保险箱里的异变奇物确实会有记录照片的流程，不过是在转运的时候。异变奇物被送来的时候会被拍照记录一次状态，送走的时候也会记录一次状态，防止物品被窃取或者丢失。
Can we access the photos of the observer's blade now?
让我试试，调取这个信息应该用不着密码。啊，分析员哥哥，有了！这个是今天早上9点，奇物被送走时拍摄的照片。
The image flickered into view, a small blade-like object wrapped entirely in a pale yellow cloth. Looks like a dagger under there. But it's hard to make out any real detail. I'm wondering.
这个东西一直都是被布覆盖的状态吗？
Vidya voiced the same thought as that had crossed my mind.
这个应该是的。我第一次见到这件奇物的时候，它就是被布覆盖着的状态。
有些异变奇物需要特殊的保存条件，这块布或许就是特殊的保存条件。
原来如此。不过，既然有记录的话，能把昨天的记录调出来看看吗？
Within moments, the log from 9 a.m. On June 15th appeared on screen.
等下，这块布好像和今天的布不太一样。
What?
这个布是每天需要更换的吗？
这我就不知道了。不过导师之前研究这件奇物的时候，好像也是随便拿块布覆盖上去的样子。
总觉得哪里不太对劲的样子。要是可以更进一步了解这东西的特性就好了。
We'll get to those once we speak with the Titan Sciences Lab. Metamorph Curio Containment Case, Overseer's Blade, 9 a.m. June 15th, and Observer's Blade, 9 a.m. June 16th, have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Statement log as potentially relevant testimony. Outside of the auto-lock periods, only the assigned supervisor with a password can open the Metamorph Curio Containment Case. I mean, you can't even really go over there, right? Here? This thing? Developed by the Quantum Sciences Lab, this unit was designed for brain-machine interface control, allowing the user to operate it through neural signals. When linked to a delicate transmission device, the robot can be directed purely by thought. Due to limitations in current tech and materials, mass production remains unfeasible. Status: operational. Note: last activation, June 15th, 5:50 p.m. Remained active until battery depletion. Note: system was booted, but no record of physical movement detected.
这个机器人看上去很有威慑力。如果使用它，就可以轻松完成谋杀，并且在不进入研究室的情况下，就布置出案发现场，制造出密室吧。而且上次的启动时间是6月15日的下午5点50分，这个时间点与案发时间接近。可是未检测到机器人活动痕迹。
Is it possible to change the data?
对了，福提亚老师，这个机器人的启动日志，确定是真的吗？
福提亚老师检查过的，没有篡改的痕迹。
所以，只是单纯那个时候还在做研究吗？因为被害人死亡，才一直没法关闭。
Could this robot really have been used for remotely completing the murder and staging a fake crime scene? Neural control robot has been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Let's see, let's try here. Centerpiece. Piece of specialized equipment used in the quantum sciences lab. This unit is directly linked to YXS-233, Neural Control Robot. At first glance, nothing seems out of place. This equipment.
就是用这个装置来进行意识传导、操控那个机器人的吧？好像没发现有什么问题啊。奇怪。
Oh. What is it, Yashel?
不知道哦，伊切尔就是想说奇怪。
Yashel, you can't do that. Stop. Don't do that.
分析员，刚才伊切尔很有气势吧？
Oh my god. Oh, definitely. Okay. What else? In the back? Here? No. Here?
分析员，这里就是被害人尸体被发现的地方。
Here. Okay.
被发现时，被害人就坐在这个椅子上，整个人伏在仪器的位置，像是在真理大厅时说的那样，被害人的手指按在了桌子特殊的安全按钮上。
So that's why the case was classified as a locked room murder. Even when everyone first saw the crime scene photos, something felt off. There's more than one button here, isn't there?
相关按钮的作用，福提亚老师也搜集过资料。从左到右，分别是麻醉、锁死，还有被害人按住的这个，可以同时触发麻醉和锁死的按钮。按下这个的话，就能一次启动2种安全措施。
Interesting.
破解密室的关键会和这个有关吗？不过，暂时还是想不到，还缺了一些线索。
哦，对了，这里还有信息，你们看这个。
Victim report. Name Tia. Time of death, June 15th, 6:12 p.m. Updated. The victim was found slumped over a workstation located approximately 5 meters from the security door, her finger resting on a concealed emergency button. 4 deep stab wounds to the chest were found. The lungs and heart were severely damaged. Cause of death, internal trauma, and massive blood loss. Forensics confirmed the wounds matched a specialized dissection scalpel found at the scene. The scalpel is believed to be the murder weapon. Aside from the wounds and bloodstains on her clothing, no significant blood traces were found at the scene.
这把解剖刀是研究室本来就有的东西吗？
不，那是生命科技研究室专用的解剖刀。
Oh. So the murder weapon originated from the life sciences lab.
是的，不过据生命科技研究室的人说，解剖刀可能是被其他人偷偷拿走的。
偷偷拿走吗？刀的来历，我们之后再去生命科技研究室做进一步调查确认吧。
Between the buttons and the scalpel, a few other things in this report also stood out. Victim report and emergency buttons have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Statement log as potentially relevant testimony. The scalpel found at the scene originated from the life sciences lab. Alright. Investigation complete. Whee! After wrapping up the crime scene investigation, I noticed Vidya standing still. Her eyes unfocused. Clearly deep in thought. What's with that music box soundtrack? I kinda like it. Vidya? Did something click?
分析员，刚才的调查，我觉得好像哪里有明显的不对劲。
Yeah, I've been feeling it too. I already had my suspicions. The question was, had Vidya picked up on the same thing? Robot or blood? Is it the robot or the blood? Blood.
没错，就是血迹。奇怪的地方就是这个，
She's still alive, isn't she?
被害人身上还有现场的血迹，都太少了。这很不正常。
It doesn't make sense. Why would she fake her death?
按常理来说，像是这种刺伤的伤口，血液绝对会大量的喷溅出来。可是，现场，包括被害者的身上，却没有那么多的血迹。
Which means... Hey, hold on now. I like the soundtrack. Which means...
我知道了，分析员。这说明
she faked her death.
死者的刀伤是在他死后被留下的。
Okay, she's still dead. Instead, was they reflected after the victim had already died.
人死后心脏停止跳动，再被刀刺伤，就不可能有血液从伤口喷溅出来。被害人或许还有其他的死因。
Jeez. Well, shit. What's this? Investigation, dig deeper, the truth awaits. Alright, I'll stop here for now. It's actually getting pretty late. How long have I been going? 2 hours and 22 minutes? Damn, they really extended the story on this shit. I like it. Alright. Alright, to be continued. This will still be the first half. It'll be edited together. To be continued. Alright, I'm back. It's the next day. Progress 4. Let's continue. Investigation. Dig deeper. The truth awaits. Just making sure. Still working. Excellent. Good. Adjutant. We've submitted the request.
学院说了，会派人重新对被害人的。
She glanced at Lizzie and hesitated before finishing.
对被害人的尸体进行更进一步的检查，检查全程都会录像，防止检查中有人做手脚。
Good. I nodded. If we could uncover the actual cause of death, we'd be one step closer to cracking the case. Let's keep moving on our end too. Now that the crime scene had been fully combed through, it was time to check the other 2 labs. That's an actual 3D model. Or is it? I can't tell. Kinda looks like it. Just as that thought crossed my mind, my eyes landed on the odd-looking detective bot. It had been quietly cataloging all the evidence the entire time, making our work surprisingly efficient. Frisha, Lizzie?
分析员，怎么了？
This thing you two built has been a huge help.
我其实也没做什么，只是提供素体，做一些辅助工作。最主要的开发还是福提亚学姐做的。福提亚学姐虽然个头小小的，但是是真正的天才。
Cubby roast, and you're tiny too! There wasn't a hint of exaggerated flattery in her tone, only pure sincerity. Okay, I guess.
是吗？我有这么厉害呀？
Okay, okay. She likes it. I like it.
哎，不对，中间那句话你完
Oh.
全是加上去的吧？
Great.
总之，不愧是福提亚学姐。哼哼。
Mhm.
没错，不愧是福提亚老师。
Oh, look at you guys. Shit, glazing up Frisha. Agreed. Absolutely amazing. Professor Frisha? I chimed in, agreeing wholeheartedly.
倒也没有那么夸张啦。不过分析员都这么说的话，西怀 若谷的福提亚老师就勉为其难接下这份夸奖啦。
One last time, I'm gonna check. Everything's working? Yes. Okay, stop checking. Just then I felt a tug at the hem of my coat. I turned to find Yachel sidling up beside me. Her cheeks puffed out in the cutest little pout.
分析员，一切儿也想要。
What?
夸我。
Oh. Oh. Alright, Yachel, you're amazing too.
一切儿聪明。
Yes, you are.
嘿嘿，一切儿确实很聪明。
Yeah.
谢谢，福提亚和一切儿一样聪明。我该说谢谢夸奖吗？
Frisia scratched her head, caught off guard, but then, as if she remembered something else, her eyes lit up and she turned back to me.
哦，对了，分析员，自动破案机里还设置了有用证言搜集的功能，你也可以试试的。
Testimony analyzer?
对证人的证言，它也可以进行分析。如果是和案件有联系的线索，它也会标记成红色的字。不过最重要的是，它可以测谎哦。
It's a lie detector too.
测谎的准确率应该在80%左右。
Oh, what about the 20%? Wait, it can seriously do that?
分析员试下就知道了。自动破案机，开启测谎功能。
Oh, here we go. I paused to think for a beat, then turned to Yachel, who was watching him with wide, curious eyes. Yachel, did you finish all your veggies this morning like I told you?
一件儿吃完了。此乃谎言。
Oof. Yachel glared daggers at the machine, puffing up in outrage.
分析员，这个机器人坏掉了。
Damn. Sure it is. I quickly pulled Yachel in my arms before she could throw a punch at the bot. Whether or not it was actually malfunctioning was debatable. But if her fist connected, it'd definitely be out of commission.
还是福提亚老师来测试吧。薇迪亚今天早上是去幼儿园起床的，对吧？为什么突然问这个？
Vidya tensed, and so did I, even as I kept trying to calm Yachel down.
哎，只是随便问问啦。薇迪亚只要回答是，就可以证明这个东西真的能测谎啦。
Come on, you're an actress, you got this.
那个，我确实是想要。
She kept fiddling her with her glasses, cheeks turning redder by the second. Ahem. Frisia.
没关系的，分析员，我可以回答的。
I'd been about to jump in and bail her out, but suddenly Vidya straightened her back, bit her lip, and looked at the robot with fierce determination. Yeah, use those acting skills. Then, in a rapid-fire mumble that was almost impossible to catch,
我其实是想要和分析员一起起床。
Perfect. The moment the words left her mouth, an odd calm settled over her, like she'd ripped off a bandage.
真话。果然测谎功能是没问题的。不过薇迪亚刚才说的话好快，福提亚老师都没有听清楚呢。
是吗？
Never you get so breathy. Stop making me act up, damn it. Shit. Her blush had crept all the way down her neck. Figured it was time to steer this conversation elsewhere. Well, now that we know it works, let's go gather some testimony. Although, Yeah, Joel, next time you finish your veggies, got it?
下次一切儿会乖乖吃掉的。
Good girl. Yay! To collect some testimony, we circled back to Miss Doris.
需要我再重复一遍证言吗？
如果可以的话，希望这次证言的时候，你能补充下你能想到的所有细节。
And if it's alright with you, I'd like to ask you a few follow-up questions about yesterday.
昨天的信息，
日程表上，你应该与被害人见过2次。那2次见面，你还记得有什么异常吗？
这个
多丽丝学姐，拜托了。也许你的证言能够帮我们找到杀死导师的凶手。
我知道了。
Oh.
导师他是6月14日晚上联系的我，说他第2天会返回学院。我按照约定时间，在早上8点来到研究室，导师已经在里面等我了。我和导师寒暄了一会儿，问了他之前失踪的事情，不过他没有回答。然后我向导师提起了一个实验的申请，导师很快就答应我了。我和导师约好，在我写完申请报告后，下午5点再来找他。下午5点，我找到导师，提交了实验申请，导师帮我走完了程序，然后在5点20左右的时候，我就离开了研究室。可是，我没有想到，那居然是我和导师见的最后一面。
As Doris spoke, the machine let out 2 sharp beeps. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Lizzie, fists clenched tight, face tense with disbelief that Doris would lie. But I didn't call Doris out. Not yet. Thank you. That gives us a clearer picture of the day. Now, can you walk us through what you saw the next morning when you discovered the scene?
我的实验通过了申请，所以我第2天很早来到研究室，想要快点投入研究。那个时间点大概是7点10分左右，因为我恰好看了一眼我的终端，然后我就刷了 ID 卡，想要打开安全门，可结果安全门被锁死了。再后面的事情你们都知道了。我请求安保人员帮忙破拆了安全门。
Mind if I ask one more thing?
请问
Is the lab door only accessible with an ID card?
是的，或者是研究室内有人帮忙从里面开门。但我去的时间很早，不觉得里面会有其他人，所以就刷了 ID 卡。但是安全门没有打开。
Is there any way to bypass the ID system and still get in?
那需要从学院走复杂的手续。一般来说，只有拥有量子科学研究室 ID 卡的人才能从外面开门。另外，安全门遭到暴力破坏，也会主动锁死。安全门的厚度大概有接近10厘米，在锁死的情况下，想要打开门，就只能从研究室内部解锁，或者是将大门整个破拆。
你刚才说，遭到暴力破坏也会主动锁死，
怎么了吗？
我想问多丽丝小姐，在你第1次去到现场时，你有看到门上有被破坏的痕迹吗？
这个是没有的。
你可以确定吗？
可以的，我拍过照片， 请求安全人员帮忙的时候，需要上传现场照片。你们看这个。
啊，本来以为事情有些进展，现在看来，又走入僵局了吗？
I know exactly what was waiting on Vidya's mind. If we could prove the door wasn't sealed by the emergency button, we might finally crack the locked room mystery. But... Vidya, we still got another lead to follow. I shot her an encouraging look. She took a breath and quickly gathered herself.
我知道了，分析员。多丽丝小姐。
Her sudden intensity clearly startled Doris.
在。
我还有个问题想问你。
是。
可以请你解释一下，为什么你要撒谎吗？
啊，撒谎？
Wait, what? Ah, shit.
我没有。
I would make a horrible detective. Oh my god, what did she lie about?
很可惜，这句话也是谎言呢。
Oh man. What did you lie about, you bitch?
多丽丝学姐，和导师见面的那天，你到底隐瞒了什么？
丽奇，我。
还请不要再挣扎了。你的谎言，在富提亚老师开发的测谎系统下是无所遁形的。
测谎系统，刚才的滴滴声，原来如此。抱歉，丽奇，我不是故意想要隐瞒，我只是。
Out with it.
现在，可以请你说出当天发生的真实情况吗？
If you keep stalling.
昨天，我久违的见到了导师，我真的很开心。但是导师。 他看上去像有很多心事。和我见面后不久，导师就提起了我过去一直申请的实验。那个实验我申请过很多次，导师都没有通过，因为他觉得我还不够成熟。可是，昨天他主动提起了那个实验。他说，以后可能没有太多时间指导我。 觉得是时候让我去尝试下了。我当时其实也没多想，可在我第二次拿着申请报告去找导师的时候，导师说了一些很奇怪的话。他让我以后多照顾下丽奇。现在想起来，那些话听起来就像是
遗言。
是啊，遗言。我从来没想过丽奇会是杀害导师的凶手，所以在那样的密室中，也许。 如果我可以更早一点发现的话，
多丽丝学姐，多丽丝学姐，你听我说，
If you don't take that thing off.
老师他是绝对不可能自杀的。老师没有自杀的理由。 是自杀，也不可能把我们卷进来。一定是有其他人杀害了导师，然后布置出密室。所以，不需要自责，已经做得够好了。有这些信息就足够了。接下来的事情，就交给我们。我会找出真相，一定。
Jeez. So nothing. Damn it. Leaving the quantum sciences lab, I couldn't shake Doris's word from my mind. I still fuck with the soundtrack. Final words. It confirmed what I'd suspected all along. Miss Tia knew she was being targeted. Her disappearance hadn't been random. It was her way of outrunning death. And yet she came back to the Acropolis, fully aware of what was waiting for her here. She didn't say those things because she planned to die by her own hand. She said them because she knew exactly why she was going to die. She might have even known who would kill her. She saw the whole picture, and still she chose to come back. Was it to try to meet me? Just like Tao had said, she discovered something that could help us take down Edda. Before she could pass it on, Edda found out and made sure she never spoke again. If only I'd gotten here sooner. The thought pulled my gaze toward Lizzie on instinct. But before I could, Vidya stepped in, gently blocking my view. She slipped her hand into mine, gripping tight. She didn't need to say a word. Just one look into those calm, clear eyes told me she understood. And she needed me to understand too. I squeezed her hand in response, a silent answer to my dear Miss Detective's determination. And with that, the hesitation and doubt clouding my thoughts vanished without a trace. What rose in its place was resolve, solid, unshakable, stronger than anything I'd felt since arriving in Velocia. I'm not the type who would wallow in sentimental stuff. A debt of gratitude will be repaid. A debt of blood, avenged. Tenfold, avenged sevenfold. 100-fold, 1,000-fold. That was my mission now, and I wouldn't stop until it was done. June 16th, 11:23 a.m. We wrapped up the investigation at the Quantum Sciences Lab and made our way to the Titan Sciences Lab. Oh, here we go. The lab door was sealed shut. Just as Lizzie was reaching for her terminal to call someone, a tall figure approached from the side.
你们是？
Oh? Her gaze swept over us, sharp, probing. A beat later, her tone shifted, cool and certain.
如果我没猜错，各位是负责这次案件调查的专员。
真音老师，
丽琪，你也在？
是的，老师不明不白就被人杀害，这种事情我不能接受。我想和几位专员一起找出真相。
原来如此，你的导师如果还能听到这句话，应该会很欣慰吧？既然学院已经下达了通知，我会配合各位的调查。顺便，正式自我介绍一下。 我是泰坦科技研究室的负责人，真音。
right hand tucked casually in her coat pocket. Maon stood with an unshakable calm. Not a flicker of unease showed on her face. If anything, she came across as sharp and steely.
福提亚老师，感觉他好有压迫感。一切儿觉得不舒服。
Oh. Oh. Whispering under their breath, the two crept closer behind me as if as if seeking cover. Aw. But that pressure? It didn't faze Vidya or me in the slightest. Of course not. Come on. Adjusting her glasses, Vidya stepped forward, meeting Miles' gaze head on.
那么，真音小姐，我们想先确定下你的行程，可以先说说你昨天都做了什么吗？
就在这里直接说吗？
有什么不方便的吗？
不，我只是觉得各位可能会更专业一些，准备下测谎的机器什么的。
I think I'm starting to have a type in women. Oh, jeez. Enough. Enough. Stop it. Stop.
如果各位确定要就这样开始，我可以现在陈述。我只是不太希望各位会再来找我问一遍同样的问题，浪费时间。
Makes perfect sense.
我们一样讨厌浪费时间。
那么，各位想要了解什么？只需要知道案发时间我在做什么吗？
我们需要知道你昨天一整天的行程。
一整天啊。
有困难吗？
不，没有困难，只是我需要回忆一下。我是昨天，不，我是前天知道提亚会回来的消息。 因为有一些工作内容需要商量，所以我和他约在了15日上午8点半见面。不过我和他没有聊太长时间，因为我还有很多事情要做，就返回了研究室。在那之后。 我一直在研究室忙自己的事情，大概到了下午4点半的时候，我听到外面传来了骚动。
骚动？
是的，在我隔壁的生命研究室发生了一些实验事故。 生命研究室的倪小姐受了伤，流了很多血。我过去帮了下忙。
这是昨天下午4点半的事情。
发生骚动的时候，我看了眼时间，大概就是那个时候。
可以说一下生命研究室的实验事故吗？
具体细节我不太清楚，只知道大概是他们研究的变异生物发狂咬伤了人。
Damn.
不过事故不算严重，以学院的能力，他的伤很快就能完成治愈。你们如果想要知道更具体的信息，可以去问他。
这件事我们之后会查证。 请继续你的陈述。
在那之后，我回到了自己的研究室，一直到下午6点半，我都在忙自己的事情。
这段时间，还有另外的人在研究室吗？
在6点之前都有人，6点后，其他人都下班了。
那么6点之后，你做了什么？
主要是在为6点半开始的宣讲课做准备吧。
宣讲课是指？
对学院毕业生的宣讲课，向他们推荐泰坦科技研究室。最近一段时间，泰坦科技研究室都在扩招人手，我们需要更多的研究员。从晚上6点半到8点半，我就一直在线上进行宣讲。宣讲结束后，我就直接回家了。
你离开的时候，有发现什么异常吗？
没有，和往常一样。我昨天的行程大概就是这样。各位还有什么想问的吗？
Can you tell us what you and Miss Tia discussed that morning?
抱歉，我和提亚聊的很多事情涉及学院的机密，这些都是不能透露的消息。如果各位想要详细问询，可以申请更进一步的权限。
Understood.
还有其他问题吗？
I shook my head.
接下来，你们要调查我的研究室吧。各位准备好了的话，随时可以开始。
She reached across to her right pocket with her left hand, which was holding a book, to fish out an ID card, and swiped it across the scanner. The security door slid open and she strode in. I watched her disappear into the lab, wondering whether that was the calm of someone with a clear conscience or the composure of someone who knew they'd covered every trace.
他刚才的话应该都没有撒谎。福提亚老师的机器人也是这么判断的吧？
是的，
Fuck's sake. Good on you, whoever the Yidashan writing this mystery ass. I can't figure shit out. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
竟然有件事搞不懂。
Oh yeah, Jill? What is it?
福提亚的机器可以测谎的话，直接问他有没有杀人不就好了吗？
嗯？
等一下，这个是不行的。刚才福提亚老师忘记说明了，自动破案机使用的测谎技术主要依靠扫描血液里的心跳。
She a cold-blooded. It ain't gonna detect no lie on here.
有些题集必然会有情绪波动的问题，是不能被当作有效谎言识别的。像是杀没杀人这样的问题，突然问出去，一般人都会吓一跳。这种问题就属于20%无法被辨别的那部分。
Ah, there's that 20%.
光凭这种异常就得出结论的话，很容易产生误判，没法用这么草率的方式就确定一个人凶手的身份。
原来如此。
另外，如果知道有测谎道具，提前做好心理准备，或者干脆直接就能毫无情绪波动撒谎的话，谎话也是很难被测出来的。
Like that one time in Psycho. Oh god, what was that anime called? It's bothering me now. here somewhere. Psychopaths. That dude with white hair? That dude can lie his ass off about anything. Hearing this, Vidya's eyes widened in dismay. Also Johan from Monster. She slumped forward, cradling her head with both hands as she groaned softly.
居然还可以这样的。
Yes, yes you can.
如果早点知道的话，
Come on, Vidya. You should have known.
什么早点知道？
Come on.
这个。
Seeing Vidya flounder dangerously close to outing herself, I stepped in to steer the conversation back on track. Even so, Frisia, your robot's already a huge help. We were never going to pin a murder on a single yes or no answer anyway. Its real value is flagging when someone's hiding something, helping us spot inconsistencies so we can zero in on hard evidence.
福提亚老师就是这么想的。
Alright, let's not keep our opponent waiting. Time to roll.
自动破案机，调查模式启动。调查模式启动中。
It's so adorable, yeah, damn it. Fuck's sake.
被成秘制小果汁，
Great.
有中杯、大杯和超大杯。
I'll take a medium.
40、80、180。
What? Never mind. Hell no. Cheapskate ass.
多项可选，预购从速。
No thanks.
好像又到广告时间了。
Fucking subscriptions, man. Fuck's sake. I've been meaning to ask, does it actually have drinks inside?
应该是有的。福提亚老师只是改了他的程序，里面的东西都没有取出来。
In that case, I'll take one. Anyone else?
一起儿要机制糖浆。
Peak do? What are you gonna do peak do? Do a Coke. It's worse for you, I'm kidding. Sorry.
我要和分析员一样的就好。
What's with that smile? Every time. I love that smile. What about you, Lizzie?
我也要和分析员一样的。
Oh my goodness, have some individuality, you guys.
福提亚老师一样。
Man, Achel's the one that's only got a sense for herself. Come on, you guys. The playful exchange cut the tension that had been coiling around us for hours. After a brief moment of levity, we turned our focus back to the Titan Sciences lab and the investigation ahead. Right. Well then, let's do the desk. Oh, right. Alright, let's do the desk.
请问这台电脑，我们可以检查一下吗？
请随意。
看来好像没什么奇怪的文件。
等一下，福提亚老师，我好像发现了一些东西。
福提亚老师才检查过，刚才还没有这个文件的。
这个是删除掉的隐藏文件。
Oh? Nothing's truly deleted, huh?
薇迪亚居然能找出来这种东西，好厉害呀！
Nothing's truly deleted. Unless you... I guess this person didn't permanently delete it.
与其说是厉害，不如说是熟练吧。毕竟我自己是经常藏一些学习资料。
Vidya. I do the same thing. Mommy, Vidya. Study materials?
分析员，你什么时候过来的？
Since you said you found something.
我觉得我可以解释一下。
It's fine. No need.
哦，
Flushing red. Vidya cupped her cheeks in both hands. Oh my goodness, trying to recover some composure. Okay.
我们还是看看这里面藏了什么秘密吧。
As Vidya opened the hidden file, a pre-recorded video projected itself onto the screen. Got a notification. Still working? It's still working. This must be the orientation presentation Miss Mallon mentioned. The one promoting Titan Sciences Lab to graduating students. Although, why does the timestamp say it was recorded at 6:30 p.m. on June 14th? I frowned, turning over the implications in my mind.
前天录制的视频，还特意删掉，难道说？不对，好像也说不通。被害人的死亡时间是在下午6点到6点半之间。这个6点半的视频，如果是想要用来做不在场证明的话，
Oh?
你翻我上课的视频做什么？
Ah, just in time, Miss Mallon. Can you explain this video?
需要解释什么？这是我前天备课用的视频。
It was such a simple change. What the hell? It was such a simple change. They added a little shade over her head. It kind of creeped me out. 2 days ago for the presentation. Oh, come on. Chill out.
本来确实有想过要在昨天直接放这个视频偷懒，但后来我觉得效果不好，就删掉了。
What's with the shade, though? God damn it. Nothing behind me? It's dark in my room and it's 3 a.m. 3:25 a.m. to be exact.
昨天的宣讲课，我是直接在线直播的，上课的视频也全程录制了。如果你们觉得有什么问题，可以一起看看。
We can watch it together. Why you gotta add that? We can watch it together. I studied Maon's calm, unreadable expression, then gave Vidya a subtle signal. She quickly pulled up the seminar footage from the previous day, and sure enough, it was noticeably different from the pre-recorded version. Still, was that really all there was to it? Orientation session video recorded on June 14th and live seminar footage from June 15th have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Don't do that. Miss Mallon, please don't fucking do that again. Freak the fuck out of me, man. Okay, nothing for those suits. Here? No? How about here? These? No? That? Oh, this thing. This must be the Titan Sciences Labs' Metamorph Curio Containment Case.
看来，丽琪你已经和他们说过了。
是的，
I'm tempted to just slap her in the face just to see. I mean, if I was actually there. Anyway, but of course, that would be considered assault. I just want a reaction.
正好省了我的解释。
I just want a reaction, that's all.
我们可以看看这里面的异变奇物吗？
随意。
编号 YX003，复制盒子，还特意垫了张布，看上去像是个神奇的魔术箱呀。让我看看资料。将物品放入盒子，盖上盒盖，稍等10秒钟开启，就可以获得放入物品的复制。一次复制结束后，需要等待6小时后才能再次使用。
6 hours.
复制出来的物品属于异常性的产物，一般只能存在6个小时。还有附注。异变奇物无法通过复制盒子复制，部分研究的衍生物可以被复制。伊切尔找到的， 这里还有实验记录。
Yeah, Joel, you found something.
这个箱子，昨天上午用来做过实验。
我们用这个箱子复制了编号 YX4115穿梭子弹。
Oh, phase bullets?
复制的子弹可以用作穿梭子弹的实验。我们就是为了方便子弹的研究，才特意提取了这件特殊的异变奇物。
复制完成的时间你还记得吗？
我想想，大概是上午10点。
也就是说，复制出来的东西，到了下午4点就会消失。
你可以这么理解。
下午4点吗？话说回来，这个箱子是昨天用来研究的话，今天为什么还会在这里？ 按照条例，不该是今天会被转运走吗？
这件复制箱子比较特殊，是我们用来辅助研究的道具，而且也是最早几件被发现的异变奇物之一。
Oh
相较于
boy.
其他异变奇物，拥有更多的异常性。
What are you developing?
你们也看到报告了吧？ 这东西的复制能力，每隔6小时就能使用1次。
What are you making for
在
these?
接下来的一段时间，我们都会使用这件道具进行研究。
What are you gonna use it for? These phase bullets?
今天大概10点的时候，我们就进行过实验，依旧是复制了一批穿梭子弹。
那批复制的子弹，我们可以看看吗？
子弹都在之前的实验中消耗完了，这些消耗也都有记录视频。
Pulled up the video. The screen displayed this morning's test, showing each replicated bullet being loaded and fired. But something caught my eye. The replication box in the video looked a bit different from the one in front of us just now. In front of us now. Replication box and notable discrepancy between the observed unit and footage have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. This thing. A holographic image of a Titan floats before us. Titan Sciences Labs' core research includes extensive studies into Titan-related organisms. Nothing seems unusual at first glance. At first glance. Oh, billboard. Or what is that board called with the dry marker? It's not a dry marker. Fucking stacks of documents filled with dense, tangled formulas, all focused on a classified prototype. The equations seem tied to something called decompilation. Decompilation? Pilation? Pillation? All I could make out were pages of cryptic symbols, a language I didn't speak. Miss Maon, what exactly is this research about?
这是学院的机密，恕我无可奉告。
Great.
我想，
Did it
这些
again.
资料应该与这次的案件无关。
My god! Why is such a small fucking effect? Bitch ass, what the fucking shit?
分析员，刚才的声音，
Yeah. Whether or not she was lying, one thing was certain. Just hearing us mention that research triggered a sharp emotional reaction. You need to stop doing that, Miss Maon. Decompilation research has been logged as potentially relevant evidence.
切尔闻到了危险的气息。一切尔小心，让福提亚老师来看看。啊，这是来喜源，快来看，
What is it?
这个柜子里放了很多子弹，
Damn.
而且还有一把手枪。
Miss Mon, care to explain? What's with the firearm and all this ammunition? I glanced at the handgun Frisha had found. It was even fitted with a silencer. Really now?
这是我们研究室的研究样本。
What?
枪只是普通的发射道具，加装消音器是为了在实验过程减少噪音。我们主要研究的是这些子弹，编号 YXS115，穿梭子弹。
Oh, come on, did you really have to put it like that? Phase bullets? Here, look at that. Must be expensive to produce these.
这种子弹使用了类似泰坦物质的特性，可以使用信息钛穿过30毫米的防御假体，
Damn.
直接作用在肉体上。
Damn. Quite handy. Pretty nice.
不过由于材料和技术限制，这些子弹还无法量产。
Good God. Jeez. Hell no. This is an assassin's dream.
这里一共有15发子弹，是我们最近所有的成果。
It should stay that. Or possibly be used completely.
这种子弹想要真正可以投入实战，还有一段距离要走。
It can still be used, right?
对了，为了避免各位产生一些无端的怀疑，
You gonna shade again?
我还要再解释一下。这把枪做过一些特殊的改造，被安装了限制器。
A limiter?
无法对人发射子弹，这是被写死在这把枪里的程序。
Okay, okay. Alright. Well then. Wonderful.
这也是这把枪能留在研究室，不被当作危险物品的原因。
I mean, it could be used as a blunt. No, I'm kidding. Come on. Understood. After my own explanation, I went through the cabinet's inventory log. All 15 rounds were accounted for, exactly as listed. Phase bullet times 15 and modified gun with safety limiter have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. What's with this? Indeed. Nothing seems unusual at first glance. God, what do you mean? How do you activate it? Nothing here. Back here. I can scroll! Nothing with the suits. Here. No. No. Here. No. Here. These? Oh, not there. Oh, come on! Fuck's sake, you gave me a hint. Ah, that's lame. I wanted to do it myself. I wanted to spend the next hour finding it. Fuck. While Vidya and the others continued their search, my eyes drifted to the items neatly arranged on the right side of the desk. Miss Malin, may I ask you something?
请问，
You're right-handed, correct? Oh, you did. And I was hoping you were left-handed. Thought so. Most right-handed people tend to keep essential items on their dominant side. Which brings me to my next question. What? How am I supposed to know, man? God damn it. Trouble with your right hand. What? It's related to the hand. Why not? Since you're right-handed, why did you go out of your way to reach across, using your left hand, which was already holding a book, to grab your ID from your right pocket?
昨天晚上，右手不小心扭伤了。
You didn't scare me this time. You didn't scare me this time. Her expression didn't so much as twitch. Calm as ever, Maon rolled up her right sleeve. Skin was smooth. No sign of external injury. I'm sure it's smooth. I'm sure it's very smooth. Stop it. I see. Maon's sprained right hand had been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Ain't no way that's it. That's it? That's it? There's no way that's all it. Here? No? Here. Here? What about this thing? I guess I'll come in later. Maybe I'm just gonna miss it. Oh well. Maybe the floor? Floor? No. Not this time. Not this time, indeed. Alright, let's get out of here. Great. Why was it still highlighted yellow? Looks like we covered everything here. We spent more than an hour combing through the lab, but no more useful clues had turned up. Wait. So you guys spent an hour. How much did I spend? It's 54 minutes. The same amount of... nearly the same amount of time. Just as we were about to call it, a threat I'd nearly let slip came back to me. Miss Maon, one last question. What do you know about Curio YX-111, the Observer's Blade?
抱歉，我应该知道的不多。
But aren't all curios assigned for research sourced through your lab?
是的，大多数异变奇物都是由我们发掘出来，然后分配给相应的院系进行研究。但这不代表我们熟悉所有异变奇物的特性。我没有撒谎。如果 YX111有完整的研究报告，我们确实会知道它的特性不假。但问题是，这件奇物的研究报告，提亚还没有向我们提交过。
I see.
还有其他问题吗？
I shook my head. It was clear. If we wanted to uncover what the Observer's Blade was truly capable of, we'd need to find it first. After leaving the Titan Sciences Lab, one final stop remained. Life Sciences. This is one long-ass chapter. God damn! Shit! This might be a three-parter. Shit! It's already 56 minutes in. Alright. 12:23 p.m. On June 16th, we arrived at the Life Sciences Lab, where we were greeted by its supervisor, Neon. Okay, Neon? Who are you? What do you look like? My god, you look creepier than fucking Miss Maon. Don't like those eyes. Miss Neon? We'd already introduced ourselves earlier, but now, hearing the reason for our visit, Neon simply stood there. Her polite smile unmoving, eyes slightly distant. God, why am I... what the hell? This is the only chapter of Snowbreak that got me a little creeped out. Little... twitchy. Little... on edge. Shall we begin?
你们问吧。
You're creepy. Stop. You'd like a rundown of your movements yesterday.
昨天我一整天都在做实验。
I do not like that for you. You're creeping me the fuck out, Neon. What kind of experiment?
研究特殊的生命体，是一些因为意外遭受树的污染而诞生的奇怪生命。这些生命体偶尔会被发现，被送到我们这里研究。和研究有关的事情，我能和你们说的就只有这些。
Have we really met before? I hardly remember. We have. Neon. I just forgot. We heard there was an accident yesterday. Can you tell us what happened?
大概是下午4点半左右的事情吧。我被正在研究的变异生物咬伤了。
Right. I forgot about that. Sorry. I'm sorry.
对有攻击性的变异生物进行实验的，
Damn.
应该会有不少保障措施吧？是实验流程出现了什么意外吗？
是的，我们用来安抚变异生物的异变奇物出了一些问题，大概是异常性的储备不够，在试验结束前就失去了作用，导致了变异生物的失控。
Ah.
我就是这样被咬伤的。
Damn. And after that?
事故发生后不久，我被送去医疗室进行了治疗。因为是不太严重的伤势，在止血处理和进行伤口的修复后，我拿了些药就返回了研究室。
Oh, Neon. I feel bad now. Was anyone else in the lab when you got back?
我回到研究室的时候是5点，那个时候还有些人在，但在6点之后，研究室的人都离开了。
So, you were alone in the lab after 6?
我知道你们在怀疑什么，但是我不可能杀害提亚。
That's not helping. After noting down her statement, Freesia pulled me aside and lowered her voice.
分析员，这就是之前说的特殊情况啊。
Yikes. That's tough.
他的最后一句证言，我们不能直接判定为谎言。
I see. Then let's verify things through a thorough on-site check. If her story holds up, the evidence will speak for itself. Great. Jeez, man. I feel bad. Right, she got bitten by that. Yeah, sorry, Miss Neon. Let's start with this big ass thing. Big boy.
这个就是倪小姐研究的变异生物吧？嘿嘿，看上去好棒棒的样子。
Looks like a shark. Yeah.
伊切尔觉得酷酷的。
Of course you do, yeah, chill. 嘿嘿。
哎，原来伊切尔对这种凶恶的生物有兴趣吗？没错，伊切尔觉得应该很好吃。
Oh my goodness.
啊，原来是这种兴趣啊！哎，这里的研究报告居然有这么厚吗？
毕竟在提亚还是泰坦科技研究室高级研究员的时候，我就开始这项研究了。
Miss Neon, did you just say Tia used to work at Titan Sciences?
我是这么说的。
Really now?
可是这种事情我从来没听说过。
We might have to make a trip back to Miss Mao.
应该是他故意隐瞒的吧。毕竟那段过去对他而言， 应该不算是一段愉快的记忆。
Good God, how do you look lifelike but yet dead inside at the same time? God damn it. That bite must have taken a toll on you psychologically and physically.
泰坦
Yikes.
科技研究室是在树出现后不久建立的，而提亚是最早加入泰坦科技研究室的那批人。当时，他参与了学院的一项秘密研究。事实上，在树出现后不久，学院就因为感觉到危机，开启了很多项特别的研究。我的变异生物研究计划，以及当时提亚参与的计划，其实都是那一批次同期开启的研究计划。
Some dangerous work you guys are doing.
那为什么？
为什么他离开了泰坦科技，去了量子科技？他是主动离开的泰坦科技，具体的原因我不太清楚。大概是因为理念或者某些想法的不同，和那里的人产生了一些矛盾吧。不过，在他离开那个项目不久，同批次的秘密计划也都被大量叫停了。 因为各项目进展都比较有限，再加上学院经费受限，我的研究因为成本没那么高被保留了下来，但是也不可能得到大规模的投入。就这样研究了几年的时间，但一直都缺少实质上的进展。
Jeez.
如果学院原本许诺的大型海底实验室能够建好，说不定我的研究还有些机会。不过现在，就只能勉强维持了。
Oh, Neon.
分析员，被害人与泰坦科技研究室的关系，我们在那边调查的时候，完全没有被提及过。
Nope. Exactly. Well, if someone had a prior conflict with the victim, keeping it quiet would be understandable, even sensible. On the surface, it checks out. But still, could Neon have brought it up on purpose? Statement logged as potentially relevant testimony. The victim used to be a senior researcher at the Titan Sciences lab. Great. How about this? Oh, this thing? Yeah.
这里面有好多虫子，
What kind of bugs? I want to see. Any beetles?
一点儿不喜欢，看上去不太好吃。
Oh, come on. Yeah, come on. Don't judge. Any Calcozoma caucasus?
这些都是小型的变异生命，
Insects.
比如这只蚂蚁，能够发挥出最大15公斤的力量。
Jeez, why would you? They're already strong. Make them stronger?
15公斤，
Why are you gonna make them stronger, damn it? That's almost Herculean for an ant. Could these mutated specimens have any connection to the case? Small mutant creatures have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. This box. Biggie and I turned our attention to the dissection kit box, inspecting it together.
分析员，这里的刀
Right.
少了一把，
The one taken from this lab.
被判断为凶器的那把解剖刀，就是从这里取走的吧？
Yeah. Yeah. We'd already gone over this angle back at the Quantum Sciences lab. Now it was time to press further.
倪小姐，可以请你具体解释一下吗？器械盒里少的解剖刀是怎么丢失的？
我不知道，
Great. Thanks.
不知道。
至少在我的印象中，想不起是谁拿走了这里的解剖刀。昨天在生命实验室发生了一些事故吧？那时候的现场应该会很混乱，有没有可能是有人在那个时候趁乱拿走了解剖刀？应该不可能。因为我记得我从医疗室回来的时候，这里的解剖刀还都是齐全的。那个时候还是下午5点吧。在那之后呢？在晚上的时候，我还做过解剖实验。那个时候，这里的刀应该也是齐全的。不过今天早上来检查的时候，解剖刀就失踪了。我们可以看下监控录像吗？可以是可以，但是监控应该拍不到太多有用的信息。
How? She pulled up the footage for us. Just as she'd said, the scalpels were stored inside a closed container. The camera couldn't capture when the missing one was taken. How? We scrubbed through the timestamps where Neon had opened the kit, and there were clear glimpses showing all the scalpels still in place. And the final clear frame showing all scalpels present was...
这个时间点是昨天晚上8点。这个时候，器械盒里的解剖刀还是齐全的。可是按照案发时间来算的话，解剖刀应该在6点12分的时候就……
Before this footage?
对了，解剖刀未必一定是导致被害人死亡的凶器。
Yeah, that's right. Right. She was already dead before. Yeah.
在这之间，会不会有什么联系？
Fuck's sake. Vidya fell quiet, tapping her chin in thought. Dissection kit box confirmed to contain a full set of scalpels at 8 p.m. on June 15th has been logged as potentially relevant evidence. This box. Nope. This box. Nada. This thing? This thing? Nope. This thing. Ah. This thing. No. What about back here? This must be the Life Sciences Metamorph Curio Containment Case.
是的。不过我们主要的研究目标还是特殊的生命体，所以申请的异变奇物都是用来辅助我们研究的。
Neon keyed in a passcode, unlocked the case, and removed its contents. What does this megaphone do?
这是泰坦科技研究室交给我们的研究报告。我们不研究这些异变奇物，效果都是从报告中了解的。
I skimmed the file in my hand. Item YX0-007, Command Megaphone. Calms most non-human animals once activated. Additionally, most animals are able to comprehend and obey simple commands issued through the megaphone. Effective duration 30 minutes. Effective range 2 meters. After 30 minutes of use, the device requires at least 12 hours before it regains its effectiveness. So YX007 was discovered early on, like the replication box?
像是这样的奇物，一般积累了很多的异常。只要不距离树太远，或者长时间暴露在保管箱外，一般都可以在几天内多次服用。
So this megaphone lets you control a mutant creature for half an hour?
正常来说是这样。可是昨天，在20分钟不到的时候，那头变异生物就摆脱了控制。不过后来我仔细想了想，出现这种事故的原因，可能与我给他喂了强化药水有关。
Oh. Booster serum?
那是我们研究室的最新产品，准备提供给泰坦科技研究室的时候，他们希望我提供一份变异生物使用后的实验报告。使用完那个药水后，他昨天表现得一直很狂躁。现在想来，他会提前摆脱控制，大概率是狂躁的影响。
So, the subject's unusually excitable. The megaphone's actual control time might be different from what's stated in the report.
那些研究报告虽然大部分都是验证过的结果，但偶尔也会有些像是这样被遗漏的情况。具体的使用效果，还是需要使用的时候进一步确定。
Edge case, huh? Item YX-007. Command megaphone has been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Statement about an edge case has been logged as potentially relevant testimony. There's another thing. This thing. Nope. Back here? Nope. This thing? Hell no. Come on! Here? Ah, you're gonna give me a hint soon, aren't ya? Better not. Don't give me a hint. I don't want no hint. I ain't looking for a hint. Not looking for a hint. Here. God, fucking shit, I'm wasting my shots. Fuck! There! I just did that!
分析员，这里的刀
Yeah.
少了一把，
Damn it!
被判断为凶器的那把解剖刀
Shit!
是取走的吧？
I kept it. Yeah. Oh,
倪小姐，可以请你具体解释一下吗？谢谢和你手的解剖刀。
yeah.
昨天的那时候，
因为
那个时候，
不过今
Just in case, just in case. I do not want to skip anything. Yeah. We got through this. Fuck's
这
sake.
个时间点是
8 p.m. last night, indeed.
这个时候，
Yeah.
按照案发时间，
Yeah.
在这之间，
Yes, Fit. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. Fuck's sake. Why you gotta put it next so close to the damn dissection box?
倪
So
小姐
small.
请问这里面的药物都有什么作用？
For her?
治愈创伤用的。
说到创伤，昨天在生命科技研究室确实发生过事故吧？可以再详述一遍事情经过吗？
我之前也说过一遍了。
In detail.
因为用来安抚变异生物的异变奇物提前失去效用，才导致事故的发生。
To see exactly how it inflicted your injury.
事故中我被咬伤了手臂，所以去医疗室拿了治疗外伤用的药物。
How bad was the bite? Tore a chunk of flesh? Or was it just a little nibble?
可以看看你的伤口吗？
Neon pulled up her sleeve to reveal the wound. I wish we could see it. Faint scars traced her arm, thin and shallow. Okay. The wound had nearly healed. It was hard to tell whether it had truly been from a bite or some sharp tool. Wound treatment, medication, and inconclusive scars have been logged as potentially relevant evidence. Why are you gonna make it so small, damn it? Fantastic. What about the yellow mark in the Titan Sciences lab? By the time we wrapped up at the Life Sciences lab, it was already past 3 p.m. Outside, Vidya stood with her brow tightly knit. Yeah, me too.
总觉得这位的嫌疑也很大。
What, they worked together to get rid of her?
分析员，如果使用那个喇叭，
This guy, no, Mr. Know-It-All knows it already. Think it through, Vidya. The megaphone couldn't have done it because I pulled up the autopsy report. Oh, they have the autopsy report. God damn it! So she really is dead.
我明白了，分析员。如果是这样的话，确实没法使用那个喇叭进行密室的布置。可要是排除了倪小姐的话，剩下的目标
Miss
不
Mao.
就只有……
Vidya tapped a finger to her chin, frown deepening.
这个案件，我有了大致的思路，但总觉得还是缺了些关键的拼图。
I have monk brain, so I can't really piece anything together.
具体的犯案手法、经过、决定性的证据，还是有所缺失。
Exactly. But remember, we're not just after the killer.
亲爱的分析员，
Fuck off.
开始期待了，期待我们
Fuck you.
在现实的相遇。
Shut up. Fuck off. Fuck off. Bitch. Oh, come on. Edda, what role is she really playing in all this? And what's the true story behind Miss Tia's death? Leon mentioned an old Titan Sciences research project. Could that be the link? Oh, that's what the yellow marker's for. Perfect, we're coming back.
我们再去找他问问吗？
Yes. Yes, Vidya. Yes. What? Ah! Come on. No. If she didn't crack the first time, she won't now. And we might tip our hand. Besides, there's a more important lead now. That observer's blade. I haven't been able to shake my doubts about it. Just as Vidya and I were finalizing our next move, Yachel came dashing over, tugging urgently at my sleeve.
分析员，分析员，福提亚说有发现。
What is it? I followed her right away. After we'd wrapped up at Life Sciences, Freesia and Lizzie had been sorting through all the evidence cataloged by the detective bot. Perhaps they had uncovered a new lead? But as it turned out, the breakthrough hadn't come from the detective bot at all.
分析员哥哥，刚才我检查自己邮箱的时候，发现收件箱里有一封来自导师的邮件。
Did she fake her death or did she not? She pulled up the message and projected it in front of me. I've already handed that system over to you, and I completed the program too. From here on, you should be able to keep things going by yourself, right? That's it?
这封邮件的发送时间是昨天的下午6点20分。可是那个时候，
Oh my god, this fucking mysteries. The suspense is killing me.
我刚才看了下，这应该是定时发送的邮件。
A scheduled send.
我上午接受调查的时候被检查过邮件，
What?
这个邮件是在那个时候变成已读的，所以我直到收到新邮件时才发现它。
The fuck? Did Miss Tia send you more than one email yesterday? I scanned the inbox, just above the message. There was another one already marked as read, also from Tia.
是的，还有一封是导师和我约好晚上7点谈项目的邮件。
The same project you mentioned earlier? The Philosian horse? Can you tell me more about it?
该怎么说呢？这个项目的要求比较奇怪，导师给我提供了一个很强大的运算系统。
Are they going to use a Titan as a horse, and then Miss Tia is going to be... No, that's stupid. That's stupid. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that.
我能给这个系统做一个不会被检测出来的后门。
Don't tell me. The Titan's the horse, and inside is bitch-ass Edda. Nah, that's dumb too.
那个系统，我记得导师一直放在一个储存盘里，可是我不记得导师有将这个东西交给我。
If she went out of her way to leave you that message, she must have had something in mind. Take your time. Take your time. Think it through. This is a puzzle only you can solve. As I said the words, something clicked in my mind. Oh. A puzzle only Lizzie can solve. If she's the only one who can crack it, then that must mean... The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning! We were close. So close to the truth. I got nothing, man. I ain't like you, man. I ain't like you, MC. Shit. Shortly after we left the lab. Time was of the essence. Oh, no. Time was of the essence? At 4 PM on June 16th, we made our way directly to the contaminated section. What? Contaminated section? Oh my god, that was long as shit. Damn, I'm an hour and 24 in from this one progress. Action. Alright, we going in now. God damn. Shit! They extended this story.
在哪里？在哪里？
这就是被封闭的研究基地吗？
伊切尔要第一个找到。福提亚老师也不会输。伊切尔，你别乱跑，这里很危险的。
太空物质泄漏居然这么严重，
伊切尔不怕。
还有这么严密的防御措施。看来有人不想我们轻易拿到证物啊。
Stays fluid.
领先一步的可是我们。巴希尔传来的数据里就有这些装置的破解方法，福提亚老师也验证过了。分析员，接下来就让我来为您扫清这些障碍。我与您往前的道路，可不需要任何的阻碍。
Jeez. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm not complaining. I like how long this story is. I ain't complaining. Teleporter offline activated
这
first.
些对付你们，用这个就够。
What do I do? Just cast.
证明以剑曙光，暗夜与此消散，脱
Nice.
离冗余信息。
Come here.
线索并
Yay. I'll just use Vidya. She's of course the star. Yeah, I'm lost, man. I have no fucking idea. Too many variables. Well, not really. Stand on the deck. Activated TQ. Change from red to white. Okay. Cool. Nice.
没错，就是这样。我已经想到今晚要什么奖励了。
Was I supposed to go inside? No. I'm still here, in the same floor. What the hell? I'm still here. What the fuck? Use the teleporter to go upstairs. What is going on? Come on. I'm gonna fail the mission if I take too long. I'm gonna fucking fail the mission if I take too long. What is happening? What? Hey.
没错，就是这样。
Fucking get no. No. I'm gonna fail this mission. The timer. Come on. Maybe I do that, then use this. I'm fucking. Am I? Oh, okay, there we go. Jeez, I'm fucking monk brain again.
不愧是分析员，直接就会用啊！
Right away? Stop, stop,
你们
stop.
的真正威胁，
My dummy self couldn't figure it out.
尝尝这个。
Fuck's sake. So lame. Nice. Get fucked. Can't get close. Are they really just mines? It's quite interesting. How the... I still don't get her gameplay.
多
Nice.
一冗余信息，
Get fucked.
并不实现。
Damn it, that cooldown's pretty ass. Guess you can just run up to them.
确定
Do that.
用这个
Yep.
就够。
I guess I played aggressive with these mines. Nice.
我已经想到今晚有什么奖励了。
Okay, do it again.
没错，就是这样。
Yay! Yay! Hee hee. How adorable.
一气儿知道。
Pressure play when you stand. Pressure play. The connected gate will open. After stepping off the plate, connected door will remain open for 3 seconds.
伊切尔在这里站着，大家就可以过去了。哎，伊切尔可不能留在这里。对了，我们可以使用跃迁装置，只要站在按钮上，再激活跃迁装置的话，
Right. This one's, let's see, much more straightforward than the other one. My stupid self couldn't figure it out.
分析员，我做到了，
Great.
对吧？
Oh god, did I fail?
最好的侦探不会有任何遗漏。
Nice. There's always a timer in these missions. Okay, great. I had 600 seconds. Aha! Plenty of time. Excellent. Okay. Alright. Let's start this. Next mission. Excellent. Maybe I can make
任
this
何蛛丝马迹都别想逃过我的眼睛。
in 2 parts. This is gonna be a fucking 4-hour video.
这
Fuck.
里的压感装置开启的是其他地方的门，打开这边大门的装置
Oh
要去
shit.
其他地方找找。
如果去之前，我们可以先激活跃迁器记录一次，等到开门后就能直接传送过来啦。
Great idea, Frisha. Thanks. I hate puzzles. Arg. Can I jump over this? Yes, I cannot. Come on, game. If you're gonna do this, make it look like it's buried, or make it look like there's a barrier, damn it. Like a shield. Cause come on, come on. Don't just add a wall. I know, I know. Yeah.
我已经
I'm
想
so
到今晚有什么
monk
奖励了。
brain. God. Why kids? They make it easy, and I just try to overcomplicate things by overthinking it. Silly, silly me. Run. Nice. Perfect.
这个东西是限制型的跃迁平台，
不过这一次得先想办法激活它，
Oh
才
my
能使用
god.
啊。
对付你
Get away from me.
这个就够。
Nice. Jeez. Fucking bitch asses. That's actually gonna come in handy. Those mines. If I get vid, yeah. If I get lucky. Please. Game. Please let me be lucky. Damn, that was quick. Quicker than the first one.
现场勘查完成，谜底马上揭晓。
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Then again, it's more action. All right. So I can do for half. Excellent. All right. One final stop. And it ends here for the first half of
在
Fragments
机
of
器人
Truth.
面前，我可要好好表现。
这个房间没看到可以开门的装置。
去隔壁找找吧，不过得先激活跃迁装置。
Next room, huh? Let's activate this then. Just in case. How about here? Ah, there we go. Alright.
分析员，我做到了，对吧？
对付你们，用这个就够了。这门里引剑曙光，暗夜。
It's really cool. I really like her alt. Oh, she'd be really nice to have as a... Oh my god! I'd love to have you on my team. I mean, you're already on my team, but I want this version of you.
就是这样。
What did I just do? Inverted. Oh, get a load of you. Look at you.
对付你们，用这个就够了。
Come on. Oh. Nice. Damn it. What?
破绽太多了。
Nice, there we go. Aggressive mind. Nice. There we go. Well, would you look at that? Easy peasy.
最好的侦探不会有任何遗漏。
Good on you, Vidya. Right. Pieces. Okay, no. So that was... Wow. So that was the first half of Fragments of Truth. It was fucking long. God damn, but I ain't complaining though. I like it. I like how long it was. Alright. That's enough for me tonight. It's late. Kinda tired. But yeah, that was cool. That was fun. Kinda creeped out at that. Fucking bitch ass characters. Alright. That's it. Good night, me. Good night, everyone. Right? Shit.